Security benefits. These are not the specifics. These are big changes, and they're usually related to essentially funding. Now, I want to go through a couple of things real quick so you understand specifically what this information is. But please remember, if you enjoy these videos, please remember to like, subscribe, and leave 5-star reviews. I will add them throughout this video into the chat, and then also I will add them specifically into the sections of the overall where you can just type things in afterwards, the comments section. Now, let's get right to it. So Fool.com, Motley Fool came out with this article. I'm just going to skip through a lot of the intro stuff and basically go into essentially what they're getting at here. They came out with 4, but I'm going to tell you a couple of additional ones that I've been hearing specifically from those who are connected to politicians. Now, what I'd like to go through here is I have reached out basically over the past 2 days to people that I know who work in and around those organizations. One of them is from a nonprofit, and then the other one is basically from a national organization that doesn't really interact directly with Social Security benefits. But I'll tell you kind of where things are moving, especially those things that are not on the bills, but potentially could be in the future. Now, one final note before I go right into them. I am going to be asking a gentleman who is part of a different nonprofit to come back to this group. He's the CEO of one of the largest nonprofits for Social Security benefits, basically where they do analysis and things like that. We'll probably have him over the next couple of weeks back on this show because I have an idea that I think these politicians are going to like. But anyways, number one, the politicians are talking about increasing taxes on the wealthy. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this before. That's where essentially they're going to increase, right? Who has to pay taxes on the FICA taxes, right? So we got this 6.2, 6.2. You guys know how that tax works. The employee pays 6.2%. The employer pays 6.2%. At the end of the day, 12.4 total percent, right? You can only get taxed up to essentially $160,200. If you earn above that, right? And remember, it's a specific type of income. Not every type of money coming your way counts. But if you earn above that, okay, then what happens is you're not taxed the FICA tax. And what they're saying is, look, we've got options here. We could eliminate the cap, right? And just make it so everybody has to pay the FICA tax. Problem with that is that those people paying more would not reap the benefit of a higher retirement because the system isn't set up that way. They could change it. The other option is to create what they're calling a donut hole. Donut hole is where basically up to $160,000, and then between $160,000 and $400,000, people wouldn't pay a FICA tax, and then above $400,000, they would again pay a FICA tax. So 0 to 160,000 FICA tax, right? Between 160,000 and 400,000, no FICA tax. 400,000 and up, FICA tax. Now, this is a plan to massively tax the rich. I have not seen politicians be very successful. I've never really seen a lot of it hit the floor in recent years where the rich have to pay significant amounts of new taxes. I don't see it. Would this be a very strong, helpful hand for increasing the longevity of retirement, Social Security disability insurance benefits, supplemental security income benefits? Absolutely.
Hey, man, Al.
Absolutely. Number two, raise the full retirement age. Okay, so basically, as you've heard, Democrats, Republicans are talking about this. They're kind of punting around the idea of raising the FRA full retirement age to anywhere from 68 to potentially 70 years old. Okay, a lot of people are not excited about this. I'm going to talk about a specific politician who made a comment on it. It was kind of a
How you
insert
doing
foot in your
today?
mouth situation. But the bottom line is that I don't think people really want to work more. The Republicans are coming out with politicians who are saying people want to work more. However, I think what the plan really needs there is if somebody works more, there needs
I
to be
hope you're
more
doing good
incentive
today.
to
I'm
it. Now,
gonna watch
normally,
this
if you were to
video
go
here and
ahead
then I'll
and
talk with you. I
work more
apologize.
and not take retirement, then you have something that's called the max
My
retirement age, which
yeah,
is
it's
70
working.
years old. And that means you get to have a quite a bit larger
A little
retirement.
dark in your
Howdy
heart.
guys
What's
in the
going
chat
on, girl?
section. You get to have quite a bit more of a retirement benefit coming your way. And that was the incentive to wait longer. But I think the Republicans are coming out with different strategies for investment, raising the FRA, but you get this versus that. It'll probably enhance the likelihood of those who have worked more to get more of a benefit. But the problem with that is it doesn't take into consideration, women who maybe have to take care of their elderly parents or the elderly parents of their spouse. There's some problems here because at the end of the day, we have to make this program work consistently, fairly across the board for all individuals. Not all individuals are so lucky to be able to consistently and continuously work. And so we need to really take that into consideration. That is a weak point, a weak side for the Republicans that I foresee the Democrats really capitalizing on against them, because they're going to battle. They're going to battle like two, one's a T Rex, one's a rhinoceros or trinoceros. They'll be going at it. All right.
Here's one thing you're buying online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Watch this. I can show you how to get the sweetest deals online when you shop from major
So you
retailers like
saying
Amazon and Target. You can drop prices automatically. I can show you how, but I can't do
come
it
on,
for
you
you.
fucker.
People are saving
Don't do
real
this
money
to
doing
me
this.
now.
160 million in the last year. Across thousands of different retailers, you'll immediately see this. See what I mean? You'll
Fuck.
see better prices you had no idea existed. And you don't even need to ask. They just show up automatically. Download this free tool that'll give you access to the deals like the one I just showed you. Just click, done. That's it. Simple. It takes all of 10 seconds. No need to enter any personal information, no technical mumbo jumbo. It's that easy.
What are you waiting for? It takes less than 30 seconds to start saving, and this is all 100% free.
God damn it! My mouse isn't wanting to work. I don't know what's going on. Why does it do this? What the fuck? I can't do anything.
Chance for
I know, computer, get out of
$600
here.
flex card to pay for groceries and other expenses. Americans that are over the age of 64 can get their flex card in the mail in less than a week. You can use it to pay for groceries, health care, dental, and other expenses. This can save you thousands
I'll
of
be right
dollars
back,
every
man.
year. This new card has changed the lives of older Americans for good. It is giving seniors more freedom and helps to cope with the rising inflation.
I'm back. Sorry about that. It doesn't look like you're still here. All right, says there's somebody here. Who's here? You gonna talk to me? Is that you, now? Hello. Who, pray tell, was out there? Happy birthday. Are you trying to tell me what to do, girl? Good to see you, Mary. How you doing today? You little shit. Yeah. You're feeling better? Well, if that's the case, that's a good deal. Well, it's picking up the music from my phone, isn't it? From my game. That's weird. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. Okay, now my mouse isn't gonna work again. God damn it. Why does it do this shit? Well, if anybody comes up, I can't let them in. I don't know what the fuck's going on. There we go. See, it works for a minute and then it just stops. I don't understand. If anybody comes in, come up on the screen. I'm not sure if I can let you in or not. My damn mouse isn't wanting to work. But if you come up, I'll give it a good American try. See, it works for a minute and then it stops working. There it goes. No length. Well, heaven forbid. Does that mean I'm crack-a-slacking? It might take me a minute here. My mouse isn't cooperating. Oh, fuck. All right, come on. There, no. There we go. She's here. She's just sleeping. See, that's what's weird is sometimes it works really good and then sometimes it doesn't work at all. All right. There we go. You happy now, girl? Ha ha. I showed you. I showed you. All right, now you're going to make me see if my mouse can let you in, huh? Oh, look at that.
Happy
Amazing.
birthday, Larry.
Damn you.
Can
Trying to
you
make
tell
me...
I've been waiting for you to go live so I can say happy birthday? But I was in the middle of letting dogs out.
You trying to make me feel older and a day deeper in debt?
I try to go the opposite direction. Only society says to count up.
Oh, I see. You're
I'm
one
a
of them.
youngin' at heart.
You're one of them defilers, then, huh?
And I think I might be young.
Yeah.
Moo, say happy birthday to Larry. Mufasa, come inside.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Larry.
Well, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Another day older and deeper in debt. What can I say? My damn
You
computer's
haven't died
giving me shit.
yet? I mean, are we being Dr. Seuss?
Yeah. My damn computer's giving me shit this morning. My mouse isn't wanting to work.
Million. Let me mute for a second.
That's fine. Just don't let it happen again. Yeah. Oh. All right.
Somebody's moody in the morning because we got like 20 dogs. Huh? 20 shades of moody right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you get off my bed, go down. You come over here.
Well, you got to look at it this way. If you guys can handle 20 different personalities at one time, you can handle anything.
I mean, we're like on the barely passing handling.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, at night they all sleep through the night, so really, right there, we really can't complain too loud, right?
I think they might have heard you, so I think you probably jinxed yourself.
Oh, they're all awake now. We don't get to sleep till sunrise.
Yeah.
But I went to
So
bed
that's why.
early. Huh?
I said, so that's why you're up so damn early, is because the damn dogs, huh?
That and as soon as I got off stream with you, I laid down because I have a plate in my neck, and every once in a while, if I do something too much in the same way, it pinches the nerve.
Yeah.
So that was throbbing yesterday. So I actually slept more than 8 hours, which is highly unusual.
Well, that's good.
I do feel better. And my doggy's giving me kisses.
Hey, I want some.
Did you hear that, Mama? Larry gets kisses. It's his birthday. It is? Oh, Mo, come on. Mo. He's a very loving pit bull looking dog. So once I seen a real pit bull, I'm like, okay, Moo only looks a little pit bullish, right? This is his puppy. If you put the whole thing on that, I noticed Anna didn't have her gloves on yesterday. Are her hands feeling better?
You broke up real bad. I couldn't hear you.
Stupid signal.
I heard
Is that
that.
any better? Is that
Yeah.
any better? Okay, how's Anna's hands doing?
She seems to be feeling better.
Cool. One day I'm gonna get in contact with you and get your address so I could send you to a package. A birthday present. Yeah.
It's Larry James at Uranus.com.
That's great. Spell the normal way or the planet way?
You see, you guys keep forgetting I'm an outer space kind of person. My other name is Alien Poker, so you gotta lick them in the front and poke them in the rear.
It's alien probing, Mom. That's alien probing 101. Yeah. Dang it. So I heard there's big accidents on I-70 in Colorado from the snow.
Yeah, that sucks. Get me some more coffee. Hang on.
All right. Let me get him. Let me get his foot. There's foot. I'm the big human being today. Oh, you got me. Oh no. Oh no, you got me. Yeah, like, oh no, you got me. Good. This is the one that likes to take your whole hand in his mouth.
So I guess we're gonna go shopping today. I'm supposed to get her up at 7, but then she said if I was gonna be online to wake her up earlier, but I don't know if I'm gonna or not.
I mean, she drove in the dark, so maybe she needs a little extra rest.
Well, plus we were maybe a little later than maybe usual.
Yeah. So she needs to replace that energy.
Well, it's only been like 3 or 4 weeks.
Larry got his present early. Hey, so now you can get all those things you've been waiting to get that you can't ride to the store on.
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
our stores that we go to is open 24 hours a day, but we've learned that if you either go really early in the morning or real late, at night, like after midnight or something, it's hardly any people. But if you go there during the day, it's fucking packed.
Really? That sucks. I
Yeah,
mean,
we
I
usually
get
try to.
it. Like, my local town is a tourist town. So in the spring and summer and fall, you want to get there early and get your crap done before the tourist wakes up.
Yeah. Well, especially at the beginning of the month, it's real bad because everybody gets paid, so everybody's wanting to do their shopping.
It's not as bad when we're around locals because they're nicer to each other. But the tourists, they're just they have a I don't give a fuck attitude. They'll sit there at a stop sign like, where do you want to go? And not look behind them and see if they're holding up traffic, Unfortunate for them, I'm a New Yorker. I don't have any issues hitting the horn.
I think that's inbred on you guys.
In New York, can't be. We're the big melting pot of the United States.
That's what I'm saying. I think that horn honking's inbred in you guys.
That's not fair. You're more alert. I haven't had my coffee yet.
I've had one cup. And I never claimed to be fair, so
True that.
I'm ornery as the day is long.
Well, there are some long ass days. Yo, I moved from the East Coast. I hit Virginia first, but when I went to Michigan, the sun out there, the longest day of the year, the sun goes down at 10:15, 10:20 p.m.
Yeah.
What time does the sun go down there in the summer?
Around 9 or 10.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be back in the mountains. In New York, the longest day of the year is like 9:05 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because the mountains block the sun.
Supposedly they said they're going to do away with the time change.
Yeah, I've heard that a time or two, but my fucking phone keeps changing.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay in the fallback time because for my body, it just it syncs with that time. I really hate to go forward times.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does to my body, but I don't know. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Did you get that thing fixed, Larry?
The
That
band?
faces thing. No, the faces, like the
Oh,
the
no, I
shut
haven't
face
tried
thing.
it again. I haven't tried it again.
That did look fun as shit. He could really make some funny ass skits with those different faces.
Yeah, and it looked like it had a shitload to choose from too.
Right, right. And I like that the mouth moves, like not on all of them, but like you, I like to see the mouth move. That's just funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird how some are just like pictures and then
Yeah,
others are actually avatars, you know.
right, right, right.
I had my nail in here earlier, but my damn mouse froze and I couldn't do anything, so I had to reboot.
I did see her. Um,
When I came back,
but
she
it
was
looks
gone.
like she's having a hard time.
Yeah, when I came back after rebooting, she was gone.
Aw,
She said something about she had a black heart.
yeah. She's probably gonna have a lot of ups and downs as she goes through the grieving and
I think
process.
I think her cat might have finally went.
Oh no.
Because she said something about, let's see, oh, I don't even know if it's still going to be here.
Yeah, I was trying
Um,
to look to get clues.
it said cold pharma with my family, then my animals.
Yeah, that sounds like she's going through now another grief. My God. Remember, Manel, if you're listening, you're a very strong woman. You're a very strong woman, and it's difficult. I would want to rage out too. I seriously have raged out in my life on doctors, pharma, government. If you need to talk, you can talk to us because we understand. And we're Facebook friends, now, so call me. I couldn't answer yesterday, but I can answer now.
Not while you're on here. Haha.
Yep. Larry trapped me in a stream for his birthday party.
I put you in the damn box.
No, not the box. That's worse than the chokey.
Yeah, but see, there you go again. You promised not to tell, and you just told. Haha.
Oopsie. Oopsie. Our job with the puppies is about to get harder, though,
Why is that?
because we're going to have to separate the boys and the girls for about a month.
Oh. Yeah.
That's when life really gets Sacagawea.
Or buy a bunch of, get a bunch of the diapers for them, or you can always duct tape the hole up, I guess.
Yeah, I don't trust the mom and dad, let alone the pups. So we'll have to do it the hard way to ensure nothing happens.
Oh, come
So,
on. You want 27 more puppies.
Larry?
Yeah.
You have to buy like 10 of them. Yeah, yeah. You have to pay shipping so we can send 10 pups your way.
Let's not say we did.
Okay, that's cool. Oh. No, Daisy's being such a shitty mom right now that I don't even want to risk it. I'm a little mad at her. We're at the point where we're having to tell her to go in there and feed her babies.
Yeah.
Sometimes force her to go feed her babies. As a mom,
she said she's tired of doing that shit now.
Then she should have kept them freaking coochies to herself, huh?
Well, when nature calls, nature calls. There's not much we can do about it.
Fool me once, it's on me. Fool me or you. It's fool me twice, it's on me. So that bitch is gonna be like only getting yard time on a leash until her heat is over. And the last time it was when the puppies hit 3 months old. So these puppies are about to hit 2 months old, and we're going on lockdown until her heat's over.
Lockdown.
Yeah.
All men. All men. Bad near battle stations. Bad near battle stations.
The puppies looked at you like, what the hell is that sound? Oh, that was funny. It wasn't me, Coco. It was Larry. Don't do that, but Coco. Ow. Yo, literally none of the dogs are alerting on the cat sound. Because they've never heard a cat before, so they think you're being weird.
That's a definitely given. If I'm not being weird, you better check on me.
Right? Mama. She's getting rough, Nydia. I'm not arguing with you. You understand me? Yeah, lay down. Separate.
Yeah.
Don't let her come over then. Oh, juvenile puppies. They're so fun when they're alone and individual, but not together.
Yeah. Kind of like children.
Yeah. Now you
Funny
know
how
what I'm talking about.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't want to. Remember, she's the moody one. I've done that too when they were younger. So when I used to teach the little tiny pups like it's lay down time, I would just take their back legs and put it in the laying position because their front always went in line with it. It was the easiest way to teach them to lay down. And Nydia didn't know that. Sorry, Hotboxing didn't know that. So she just so happened to do it, and the dog plopped down and made Nydia chuckle. Damn it, you got a name. Fucking own it. I'm gonna tell you. You own my name. I'm gonna get a custom. I'm strange you're putting $1 in it. Hotboxing is a 3-syllable name. It's hard to remember. Everybody else remembers. Fuck you. Don't make my coffee now. Oh, boy. I'm looking at it. Larry, you were gone while Hotboxing was mean to me. Now I have no witnesses. Oh, wait. No, you have witnesses who was recorded online. Only if he posts it, he could delete it. What's that? Did that make you feel better? No. He's not a witness to me, and he's sleeping. Coco looks at me like, you have to pay me to work for you. Yeah, she does. She's one of those dogs. That's why she's an emotional support dog. She doesn't have a real guy. Just lay there and be cute. Hi, Coco. Good job. I'll pet you with my foot. Hey, Chuck ever come back last night?
I don't honestly remember.
So what are you gonna get for yourself for your birthday? Like a box of chocolates or what?
I told her I wanted to get an ice cream cake.
Yummy. How about a new dog?
A new what?
dog.
New dog. Let's not say we did
Yeah,
it.
she's trying to sell the 11 dogs. I'm gonna every chance to get. Oh, I forgot to tell Mickey there's still baby here. There's still one. No, the only Sox baby we have, Dad wants to keep. No, I mean, not do this baby. Oh. Yeah. There are only one can at a Cooper. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, Sox is carrying on in the phone line right now. I feel
Well, that's cool. I don't know if you remember, I told you a few days ago, I only talked to two people on my dad's side. One's my uncle and the other's my half-sister. And my half-sister just wished me a happy birthday.
Yay, that's awesome. Happy birthday. Yeah, I only talked to one cousin and the black sheep uncle and his family. And most of the time, it's my aunt and uncle and his family that wish us happy birthdays. None of the rest.
Yeah.
I used to waste money sending Christmas cards and such. And I would get one or two back. And I'm like, you know what? I am so over the socially constructed system. I don't even do it anymore. Like, I just don't participate in it. Don't bother sending me one. You won't have to worry about signing one back.
Yeah.
Because I wasted a lot of money trying to be in with my family and it never worked.
I can't even honestly remember when my family's been together for a Christmas or something like that.
I can thankfully say that I haven't been with that extended family in more than 20 years now.
Yeah.
That's 2 years older than me. Well, you were there, but we weren't amongst them. Like, we visited them, but it wasn't Christmas. And it wasn't important enough for me to remember. No. No, fuck that last experience. Ooh-wee. That was a doozy.
I can remember when I was real young, I spent a lot of times with my grandparents on my dad's side, and I really always liked it there. And then I found out a few years back that my uncle was telling me that their parents were actually trying to adopt me because they knew I wasn't in a good situation. And I told them, you know, I really wish you guys would have, because I think my life would have turned out a hell of a lot different.
I used to think like that.
But then I think now, you know, I had to go through what I went through to become the person I am today. So,
yes, and it's very odd to be grateful about something you learned through a bad experience, right?
Yeah, pain and misery.
Yeah. I said that to somebody else on a stream I was on, and he couldn't even wrap his head all the way around it. Because I told him it is an odd feeling to see certain ways where I've grown and have tools because I've been through something bad, but I'm not willing to give up the tools, which means I'm not willing to give up the bad experience, the lessons from the bad experience.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be as smart as you guys, so longing for a big family is bad.
Yeah, but you got to realize too, girl. You're in some ways you're smarter than us because your brain ain't cluttered full of the bullshit as much as ours.
That's a good point. I mean, think about it. Think about I told my cousin this something. Her oldest three father took his own life. And years later, she was like, you know, I wish he was still here. And I kept telling her, like, listen, sometimes it just ain't right. You wish he was here because he was a drug addict. You know, and you would have been going through that with him along with your children. You got to watch what you wish for because sometimes you don't want what you actually wish for, right?
So now I got to give her a bad time since I gave her a compliment. I think I seen her head balloon up. I think
She's trying to say she wasn't listening.
uh-huh. The biggest question though now is it full of hot air or is it actually full of something?
It's full of you know, these confetti sprinkles. Some of those fell on the ground, and I picked them up, and those are in there. Her head
She
is
took
full of
your life.
confetti that explains it all.
Now she left you in the dark. She left you in the dark now.
Really? Can't see what's going on.
Damn kids, what are they good for anyway? Nothing but trouble, I'll tell you.
So it looked like my husband sent me a Facebook message. Why would he get that out of my face? I hate that shit.
You know what that was, Mary? You know what that light shining on you was?
Yeah, my asshole daughter beaming me in the eye.
There used to be a game we called when we were young. It was kind of like hide and seek, except we played it with a flashlight. We called it Spastic Spotlight.
That sounds different. I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
I think it was original. Yeah, you just shine the spot, the light on somebody, and they had to freeze, and then they were out of the game.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I got it now. Okay, I've had enough. Thank you. I know, but I'm wearing glasses, so it's irritating to get a flashlight beamed at you when you're wearing glasses with scratches and shit in them.
And shit, huh? Better
And
clean
shit.
that shit off.
I mean, there's 20 dogs. There's bound to be shit.
Tell me it's not true.
What is she doing now, for the love of God? You know what Nydia calls her puppy? Nope. She calls her wobbly head because she likes to get into things that make her look like she's drunk, like wobbly head.
That's funny. Kind of like that video that we saw a few days ago, that dog that ate that guy's weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That dog was fucked up.
Big time. I never seen a dog that fucked up on weed. I've seen my dogs eat spilt weed and not act like that, and I don't know. That dog is messed up.
When I used this summer, or when I harvested my plants this year, the cats, I'd have them hanging up and stuff, and the cats would always go up and try to get the buds off of them.
That's why my stuff is grown behind really strong fencing. Well, we're doing good with our footprint. The only rat I've seen in the last 6 months has been a dead rat.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot, my daughter told me that one was recently killed, and we went to the dump to take our trash in, and I pick up a bag and there's a dead rat underneath. I almost fell off the fucking truck. Oh my gosh.
I dealt with mice in my trailer for over a year. I couldn't get rid of them. Couldn't figure out why they kept coming. And I mean, we had litters of mice and everything up in my damn ceiling. And
shit, really?
And finally I figured out what was going on is when we had the mice problem, my cat was, pretty damn old by then, so she wasn't really chasing the mice or anything, and they'd come in, through little cracks and crevices and go to the damn cat food and dog food and fill their mouths up and then take it back to this one spot, and they dump all the food there. And I found that out, and I had to take the front part of the fifth wheel apart where the hitch is and take that cover off, and there must have been 100 pounds of dog food and cat food.
Holy shit.
So that's why they kept coming, is because they kept smelling that food and knew that,
Yeah.
it was there or whatever. As soon as I got rid of it, they've all been gone, and they haven't came back since, so knock on wood.
Well, we tried for 3 years, Larry, to kill the rats or run them off or protect ourselves against them. And I started the garden, got that fencing, and realized, okay, this is not something they can really climb. They can climb a little bit, but they can't climb without help, like 5 feet up. So
Right.
I used that on the garden in 2020, and I thought, okay, this is something I can use, like around the camper or something. But the building was already made, so I couldn't put it on a certain side. But what really, really, really was the solution to the whole situation was having puppies. No lie, it's not
Yeah.
even like the puppies ran after them. The mom and dad did, but the smell of my dogs. I haven't heard a coyote in the morning in months. And they used to cross my lane. They would go from northeast to southwest and directly cross my land. They used to live in the valley to the west of me. The valley in my land. I have a valley. Like they walked through our camp when we first got here, Larry. That's how many coyotes were here.
Yeah.
So since I've had these puppies, the nearest cat we've seen was like, I would say between a quarter and half an acre from us. And they used to be on the property too. My husband would see a lynx on his side over there by the road. Yeah, lynx will come on the property, has for years. But since I've had these puppies, the footprint is just so big. We had the world's biggest dingo den happen right here. I don't think anybody wants to fuck around and find out. Right, Daisy? They're very passive dogs, though, Larry. Like we didn't get them we didn't mate them because we thought we were going to get a vicious dog. We mated them because we liked both of their personalities.
Right. Well, that's like I thought it was kind of weird. I mean, even when I had my older cat, I figured the mice would smell the cat and not come, but they knew that she was so old that, she wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
And then when I got the new kittens, I seen I think 2 mice come in, and they, of course, chased them or whatever. And after that, they never came back. So I think they have a way of communicating somehow and telling, hey, there's, new cats there, and they're going to fucking eat you up if you go in there. And like I said, I only saw 2.
That's funny
Yeah,
you say that because I had an elderly dog, and I bet you those rats sensed that he was elderly, and I only had my other dog Socks,
Right.
and he couldn't do the mice and the rats. Like he didn't live outside, so while he was
Right.
inside, the rats played. When he was outside, the mice played inside.
Yeah.
So now with all these dogs, there's dogs inside, outside, all the time.
Right.
And we haven't heard nothing. Because the rats would climb up the walls. Even with the fencing, they would climb up the walls and get into that room. And one day I heard a sound, And the windows are right next to the beds in these campers. So I picked up this flashlight that you see us use. I shined it out the window, and the rat had jumped like towards my face to get on the wall to get in between the camper and building.
You got jump scared.
I sure as hell did. By a rat that's this big without the tail, Larry. It's that big. It's that fat around.
Yeah. Well, that's like when they were up in my ceiling. When they were up in my ceiling, I had no clue how I was going to get rid of them because it's only like a 4-inch spot from the one ceiling to the roof, and the rest is filled with insulation. So they would just dig through that insulation and have like a little runway, like tunnels or whatever through that damn insulation. I'd hear them running up there, and I'd put poison and everything else up there, and it never seemed to get rid of them until I got rid of that damn food. And then once I got rid of that food, they all left.
You know what? These rats were impervious to poison. They were taking because finally I did not want poison on my land. But after 2 years, I was like traumatized by the population of rats and mice. So I got poison and it disappeared. And I was like, fuck yeah, they took it all. Until I went and found their food stash, and all the poison was with the food in the stash.
Wow.
So they had never ate it. They just stashed it away like it was food. So even they didn't detect that was poisonous to them.
Yeah, I even tried the baking soda and flour and baking soda and peanut butter, because they said supposedly baking soda will make them explode.
They said that about pinto beans too, and it didn't fucking work. They ate the shit off the pinto beans and stored the pinto beans like they were going to eat them.
Yeah.
Oh, we tried. But you know what? The second tactic that was the most useful is it won't work for you because you're in a wet environment. But we're in a dry environment. So for a while, we kept a few buckets not full of water, but full past a point where they couldn't stand up. And we would drown, in the summer, we would drown about 3 or 4 big rats, a month, about 10 mice. I mean, I felt bad killing them, but goddamn, I live here now,
We had a rat graveyard for a while.
It was bad. And there were 2 big people like, you live where the snakes are. A snake is not going to eat the rat. I live in an area where the rat eats the fucking snake. Because we killed our first rattler, and it creeped us out so much we left the land for a few minutes just to calm down. So we come back, and I'm like, we got to deal with this rattlesnake. So I'm like, let's find it. We know we gravely injured it. And we found it. And I used reaching clippers, you know what I'm talking about, on stick.
Yeah.
So I have one end of it, and I'm pulling it, and I'm pulling it. My daughter's pulling it and pulling it. And I'm like, come here. And I kind of shimmy under the camper a little bit to see what I'm doing. And as I yank it, the giant rat runs away. Oh, my gosh. I probably should have more than PTSD from all the rat and snake issues.
It was nasty.
It's very nasty.
Nasty, baby. And she called.
Yeah, but the funniest thing about it is they probably say the same thing about you. You're very nasty.
They were happy we were here. They were getting fed like fucking kings. We didn't know we moved into a rat area until we started, They would chew through the bottom of a honey container to get at the honey, like chew completely through the plastic. So we found out that nothing was safe outside. It had to be in glass or in some kind of closet, that a rat couldn't get into.
There's rat dens under almost every big city. Big pack rat dens.
Yeah, they're pack rats. They make dens that we found are like 6 foot wide, 8 foot long rat dens.
Yeah. Well, it's like before I got these kittens, we got this other cat, and we named it Loudmouth because it was pretty. When it meowed, it was pretty loud. And he stayed here for I don't know, maybe 6 months, and then he got outside one day, and of course, I got all upset that he left, and everybody kept telling me, "Oh, he'll come back, he'll come back." And I looked at him and I'm like, that little fucker ain't coming back. And they go, "Why?" I'm going, "Well, the lady three trailers down feeds all the cats, so they got food outside all the time, and he's got all the pussy he'd ever want. So why the fuck would he come back?" And he hasn't. He never did come back.
I hate when other people give me their philosophy on animals because it just doesn't include logic.
Well, one of the reasons she would feed all the cats is because we had a real bad rat and mouse problem here. And we must probably have like 50 cats around here now, and I haven't seen any mice or any rats in the last year.
Exactly how Trinidad keeps their rat population down.
It's really
Fucking wild cats everywhere. I used to sit outside my window and count.
wild house cats.
Yep, no one ever stops them, runs them over. They keep running around.
So apparently, the town where we shop 50% of the time, our county seat, apparently they let the feral cat population stay for the rat and mouse issue as well.
The neutering thing is to keep the cat.
Have you ever seen actual wild domestic cats, but they're totally wild, not feral, but wild?
I know people who have small.
Yeah, actually, they suggest you try to have one on the land for the mouse and rat population.
Oh, I'll tell you
that
though,
was
when
the first solution.
I was really young one time when I was wandering around and I seen these pack of cats, and of course me, here kitty kitty, and they all looking at me like I'm fucking dinner. And I might have been actually, but this dog, and it was actually pretty good size, it was like Buster size, and that was one of the most vicious things I've ever seen in my life, was those fucking cats tear apart that dog in like a minute. It was gone. It was amazing. I mean, and they went in like packs. They would actually, they were talking to each other or whatever, because they would fucking like 10 of them would attack them from one side, and then 20 from another side, and then pretty soon all of them.
Oh my God! Real, it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It was crazy, and I'm like, I always, before that, I was always, cats are sweet and innocent, and all they want to do is love you. And then after I seen those pack of wildcats, I'm just like, holy shit.
I mean, I live amongst real wildcats, and they really don't want nothing to do with us. If I saw a feral house cat of any kind, I probably would shoot it, because that's not something we want to go wild out here. We have things like prairie dogs and stuff that live naturally here, so that would decimate the population. Something like a house cat herd, basically.
And the prairie dogs are so cute. They pop up and they go, so cute.
Did you ever see a prairie dog?
Yeah, they can be pretty vicious too, though.
Yeah, we don't mess with them. We don't mess with them primarily. Well, we don't have fleas here, thank God. Knock on wood. But we don't mess with them because the fleas that they would carry could possibly have the Black Plague.
That's a no-no.
Wow.
And you can read on, I think at least once a year, somebody gets bit by a flea or something, being out in the wild and getting the Black Plague.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, it is. When we moved here, I'm like, no bikes and no playing with wild animals.
I recently got permission to have a bike, so that doesn't mean nothing to me.
Well, we have dogs now, so we have a perimeter of safety that you can ride a bike and there's not going to be a mountain lion on the land.
Yeah.
But there are definitely lynx and bobcat within the mile that I live.
Yeah. That was one thing I was really surprised when I was on there, when I lived in Foster. Yeah, I was on 3 acres, and I'd see basically almost any kind of wildlife you could think of. We'd get deer really early in the morning, and we'd always get a pack of them, like 10 or 12. You know, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, they'd come down and they'd eat the apples and the pears and stuff off the trees. And then around noon, we'd get the big male deer. They'd come down, and they'd usually come in 3 or 4 at a time. And I've seen cougars. I've seen all kinds of shit go through there. It was kind of scary. And every time Buster would see the deer, he'd want to play with them, of course. And the deer would look at him like, "You're fucking crazy." It was so funny because when I first got Buster, I had 3 cats, and you know, he was 6 weeks old when I first got him, and so he chased the cats around, and I thought, well, you know, I was kind of scared because he's half wolf, so I wasn't sure if he was going to attack him or not. But he'd sit there and he'd chase him around, and he'd take his big paw and he'd put him on top of the cat, and he'd hold it to the floor for maybe a second or two, and then let it up so he could chase it again. That's all he'd ever do.
That's cute. I don't think my dogs would be that kind. Without never really seeing what a cat was, a house cat.
Only Sock.
Yeah.
Sock saw a cat once, and all he wanted to do was chase the shit out of it. So,
yeah. Well, like Buster, you know, like I said, has been raised with cats since he was 6 weeks old. So it's just part of his clan.
Well, being I've been attacked by a cat before, it never is part of my plan.
It was so funny though, when I first got these kittens, the cats would come up to him and his lip would just curl up real big, and he'd go "Rrr," at him, you know, and they'd sit there and they'd run away from him at first, you know, and then after they got a little older, they figured out that he's just all talk, no bark. So now when he growls at them, they just look at him like, "Dude, you ain't fucking fooling nobody."
That's funny.
It's weird though, when I don't very rarely let them outside when it gets dark, but every time I did, man, that dog's disposition was like night and day. During the day, he was fun loving, you know, just full of licks, but at nighttime, he'd become hyper aware because all he had to rely on mostly was, you know, his smell and his hearing.
Right.
And we'd had this really, really long driveway. It was probably, I don't know, a couple 100 feet to where I was to get to me. And it was all gravel. So when people come up the driveway, they'd hear them, you know, walking on the gravel, and he'd get this really low. And I mean, you could almost feel the fucking ground shake because it's such a low growl. And when he'd do that, I'm like, somebody's coming up the fucking driveway, and I better, you know, see who it is. And I'd bring my flashlight out on him, and I'd shine the light on him, and he'd do one or two things. If he knew who the person was, he'd, you know, change his bark. But if he didn't, he'd get fucking louder, and he'd start doing the, you know, fucking the real mean growl. And and they're all like, "Can you get your dog, please?" And I'm like, "Well, who in the fuck are you?" And I'll decide if I'm going to get my dog or not.
When people come here, it's the dog that gets let out first so that I have time to get out of my house and see who's here before they won't even leave their car.
At the main house where I paid my rent and got my electricity from, he had this best friend. Her name was Tilly, and she was about 3 pounds soaking wet, you know, just this tiny thing. And that was his best bud for long. That little dog would come up, and it would act like it was trying to kill Buster. It'd come up and it'd actually latch on Buster's neck and shit, and Buster would just look at it like, "What are you trying to do, dude?" You know? And he'd sit there and he'd lay on the ground, and she would run around and bite him and stuff, and he'd just look at her, and he'd just lay there and let her do it. And then we had these people that were living in this tent for a couple of years up on the land, and they had this, I don't remember what kind of dog it was, but it was actually one of those fighting dogs. And it got loose one day, and it started to go towards Tilly. It started running towards Tilly, and Buster said, that's my fucking buddy. You ain't kind of touch that little dog, you know. And so he came up to protect the Tilly, and the fighting dog, one of its techniques is it would bite the rear leg to take the leg out so it couldn't, you know, the animal couldn't walk. Well, he tried nipping at Buster's back leg, and I think he barely got it. And then Buster turned around and grabbed him by the back of the neck and didn't like latch on him. He just held him there and then pushed him down to the ground and put both paws on his ground, on his back and his, you know, jaw and his neck, and just held him there. And this big fucking dog was looking up at him like, how in the hell are you doing this to me? Nobody's ever done this to me before. And then he'd let him go. And you know, by then I got up there to, you know, try to break it up or whatever. But right after he let him go, the dog took off. And it was funny because the girl that was part owner of the dog, she's all like, I'm glad your dog did that. My dog deserved to get his ass whooped to show him, you know, he ain't the biggest, toughest thing around. And then the guy's all like, oh, your dog didn't hurt my dog. My dog was just, you know, not wanting to do anything, and he got lucky, so you better watch out. It's like two different point of views. It's really funny. One saying, oh, yeah, he got his ass kicked, and the other one saying, oh, no, he didn't get his ass kicked.
That's funny. Yeah, Mommy. It's Larry. And you know what? It's Larry's birthday. Hi,
Hi, buddy. Good to see you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
One of the first songs Vinci learned to sing was Happy Birthday.
I love that big smile of his.
And we used to love Frosty the Snowman.
When he smiles,
smiles,
the whole room lights up.
Yes, he's a happy boy, huh, bud?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go in the room and see if she wants to wake up.
All righty. All righty.
It's Bubby's stream now. You gonna talk to the people?
Yeah.
What are you gonna tell them? No. The people are right there at the camera. You're on YouTube. So you say something to the people. You love talking to YouTube. You gonna tell them?
Let him take his boots off, Sally.
He was recording a blog yesterday. He's got his like, comment, and subscribe little catchphrase down point. I was so close to just stopping everything and making him his own channel called Vinci's Blog. Because, man, he would update daily. He would have a more reliable update schedule than we would.
I think he needs to run a brush through his hair.
Yeah, he just woke up, huh, Bob?
Yeah. I'll do it later. It's probably a little matted, so it might take some time. Dad says the back gets real bad.
Yeah. He is very sensitive to getting his head brushed, so.
I understand, because for majority of my life I was tender-headed too. So I cut all my hair off and just got used to it.
Well, you really loved the Bubba, huh?
He's got to be his second favorite person. Dad's not even his second favorite person.
No, he's actually hugging Bubba.
Oh.
He's hugging our Bubba.
He loves Vinci. Look, she loves him too. Look how she looks up at him. Oh. I think you did. I love birthdays. If I could buy Larry a present and give it to him, I would. My best friend gets mad because she doesn't like getting and receiving gifts because she hasn't all of her life. She won't let me love her.
Good.
Oh, I love living in a camper. Mama, don't lie. Mine's fat for you.
It seems like that my computer must have been dirtier than it looked, because since I've cleaned it out, it hasn't ramped up at all this morning.
Oh, you cleaned it out again?
Last
The
night,
airplane's
after
gone.
because it shut off like 3 times in a row, it just turned itself off.
Wow.
Well, what I found out, what happened is, I used all that Distaceous earth all over the carpet to try to get rid of, like fleas and stuff. And when I vacuumed it up, it, of course, goes into the air, and the computer sucked it up. And when it sucked it up with some dog hair. And this Distaceous earth and dog hair was like laying against the processor. So I think the processor was getting hot, was actually heating up that lint and dirt and hair and stuff, and causing it to overheat, I guess.
That makes sense.
I was surprised I got it working again, because like I said, this thing's, I'll have to look and see how old it is, but it's got to be at least 10, if not years old.
I was thinking I need to get a cover or something when I get a laptop or something, because it's so dusty out here that a lot of dust would probably get into it.
Yeah, I blow mine out like every couple months.
Right.
That's what's nice about having a big compressor. I take like my fans and everything out and blow them out, because they get dirty here too. It was real bad when I was in Foster before I put the gravel down. I could vacuum one day, and the next day you couldn't tell that you vacuumed, because all the dirt would come in.
Yes.
Here I got to deal with the damn pine needles.
All right.
And those damn pine
See,
needles.
back east it wasn't as bad.
When we get the pine needles in here, they get stuck in the carpet, so you run over with the vacuum and it doesn't even touch them.
Right, John.
Here she is. You got something on your shirt, baby, on the bottom. Now it's gone. You look like Where Waldo pants or something.
Good morning, Anna.
Candy cane pants.
Oh, they're candy cane.
Good morning.
Hi, come up and say hi, because you haven't met her yet. Anna, this is my son, Vincy. Hey.
Hi.
Look at that smile.
Hi.
Actually, half the subscribers on my page are not mine. They're his.
That's cool.
Oh, sweetheart.
I love you. Did you take your medicine? Yep. Yeah. Okay, good job. I get home. Okay, so you see the shirt he's wearing here?
Yeah.
Who is that? Who is that? Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo? Yeah. So he loves Scooby-Doo so much that he taught himself how to laugh like Scooby-Doo. No. What?
It's out.
No,
Look.
Yeah.
Look.
Look, Bubba. Who is that? Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Larry likes Scooby-Doo too.
Listen.
It's a bank. He's big? Yeah, he saves his change in it. That's cool, huh?
Go Scooby-Doo. Here you go, Mary.
Mom.
I'm Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Scooby-Doo.
No, bud.
Listen, look.
Come on, cat. Get one.
Okay, you don't have to do it. Go sit down. So he's at the age now where he gets embarrassed and stage fright. Like he can make his own videos, but when we're like, "Hey, bud, do this," he's like, "No."
Yeah. That's cool. That's fine.
Well, something even greater is that I sing. Well, my dog's name is Zeus, but I sing to him the Zooper Dooper Doo song, and it's after Scooby Doo.
That's hysterical, Anna.
So I do. I sing it to him all the time. I say, Zoober Doober Doo, where are you? We've got some work to do now. Come on, Zoober Doo, as I can see the way you shake and shiver.
That
But I
made
sing
Vincey
to him the
smile.
Scooby Doo song.
Vincey looked at you like, "What? She's singing that song."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
He's a
sing it.
happy boy. I'm glad he's on Scooby Doo. He was on Shrek for years and years and years. Like we've probably bought the Shrek maybe 50 times because you know that he doesn't understand how to take care of DVDs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So hey. So we've had to buy it like 50 times, and even when given a choice right now, if he had $100 in his hand and he saw the Scooby Doo pack, or the Shrek pack, he'd buy it again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, easily. But you know what? They have the digital download now.
Well, that's why, that's why I want to get a laptop of my own. Like they got Vincey a laptop, but it's not a typical Windows laptop, so I don't know how to use it because I keep screwing stuff up on it. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know why or what. I've used laptop. A Google operating system, not a Windows. Like it's so far away from the Windows operating system. I don't know if it's how they have it set up, but if I can't figure it out, how the hell they expect a Downs child to figure it out?
Yeah.
Because it's his computer. So I'm just gonna buy my own laptop to what I'm geared to used to using, you know what I'm saying, with the Windows and all that in it, and help him that way. Like I'll probably wind up having to sell his laptop because I don't even know how the hell to use it. And they sold it right at Walmart with this weird iOS, I think. Isn't iOS Apple?
No. iOS is your internet operating system. iOS stands for
Okay, well, it
Internet
didn't
Operating
have.
System.
It had some special iOS on it, and like you know, like I get Zoom links from his teachers through my email. So I go through the email on his computer, and I click on Zoom, and it will not operate the same as my phone will. I cannot have a Zoom lesson on his freaking laptop. It's super weird, and none of us know a lot about computers, so
Maybe you need to delete it out of the system and then put it and then put it install it.
I love
look.
Happy 21st birthday, Larry. You're looking beautiful.
Forever and ever 21, right?
There you go. You're looking pretty awesome this morning yourself.
I haven't even got there yet.
Man, I hope you guys are having a good morning so far. I hope your birthday's going great.
Yeah, we're gonna leave here in a couple hours and go do shopping.
Grocery shopping.
Gonna pick me up an ice cream cake.
Yeah.
I wish I could figure mine out.
How's your wife feeling?
She'd been getting sick all night. I think she's doing a little bit better though.
Went to some potluck
Man.
yesterday. Like 3 hours after she
I
went.
feel for her. I can't eat at anything like that, like at buffets or anything, because the tiniest bit of their bacteria will get me sick.
Yeah, and the sad part is it was like a really fancy kind of cheese party, and they hired a chef, like a a really famous guy down here, personal chef, and he came and he catered it all. And
Yeah, too. Cheese is a fickle thing, man. 2 hours out of the fridge and it's done.
yeah, it's messed
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Cheese can be. Some cheese can be more resilient than others, but yeah, let me tell you, it starts looking funny after a couple of hours, and even sweat. Some of them might sweat, and you're just like, I'm good.
I'm into cheese that's just like, cheddar cheese or whatever. Put that stuff in my macaroni, but I'm not into the whole, like, I don't know. I don't like stink cheese. I don't like anything that smells gross.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best stuff.
I like Gouda. Smoked Gouda.
I only
Kind
got
of like
up
me, the
because
worse I
it's your
smell, the
birthday.
better I am.
I got up because it's your birthday, Larry.
Oh.
I got this cup for you, but I can't give it to you because you're too far away.
What's it say?
It says I love you.
Oh.
Teddy bear?
That's cute. Hi,
Hey,
buddy.
happy birthday, Larry. Has things eased up for you?
Do what?
What?
I'm talking to that one. Happy birthday, Larry.
Oh.
Yeah, things are good. I actually talked to him privately, and I apologized to him, and it's all water under the bridge. He even said on air, somebody tried to bring my name up, and he said, "Look, that man apologized to me. I'm not going to bring his name up. I'm not going to talk about him. If you want to talk about him, go ahead, but I'm not going to do it." So, I might go back on there just to say a formal apology. I've learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about I learned a lot. I learned some lessons through this, and I'm not saying that I'm going to go back and make a fool out of myself. I'm just saying that I think that the learning experience that I got from it was something that I needed it. I needed the learning experience, and it came from somebody who definitely, like, he put it out there that he's not the person that genuinely wanted to harm me, but there are people out there that might. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because people take things into their own hands. I absolutely get it.
yeah, and he's saying, dude, stop putting your personal information out there. Stop putting your child out there, and kind of don't make any problems for yourself. So as much as I might not have liked the delivery of the message, you're not really, you don't tell the universe how to tell you. The universe just does it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
How's everybody doing out there?
I just woke up.
She's trying
I
to
just
wake
zoned out. Sorry, I had a moment. I was like, ugh.
It's all right, Blondie.
It's all right. It's all right. It's
It's
Larry's
all
birthday.
So, I need, if you could take a couple different family photos and such, because she's gonna start working on rough drafts.
Okay.
So,
I'll get on that ASAP.
yeah, send it. I sent my number to you in message, so you can text it that way, so it won't be online. I'm really anal about crap being online, so.
Definitely.
We'll
I
do that.
understand. And I appreciate you guys.
Ask my kids. They hated me for years because they didn't get to enjoy any online stuff without mom over their shoulder.
You're just doing your job.
I did too.
I didn't
I did too.
super care that much, to be honest with you.
What I
just
did
knew
with
how to
my
get concepts
kids,
about technology.
what I did with my kids is I got this free program. It was called Net Nanny, and I just would block basically everything out but the real, you know, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck type stuff. You know, they couldn't watch anything but the real tame set. Everything else I'd just block.
See, I was so anal that I didn't even trust the apps that way to not record what I was doing. So they didn't get cable. They didn't get unsupervised internet. They didn't even get their own phone until they were well into their teen years.
So you didn't let them
Because
get programmed, Mary? You didn't want to let them get programmed now? What a good mother.
even my oldest, when I moved from New York to Virginia, she was 9 years old, and so different schools from New York to Virginia, and she came home crying, and I'm like, oh, years before I had my job, I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong? You know, like you just started school, and she said that in Virginia, the elementary teaching was that the indigenous were the bad ones, and the indigenous started everything, and it was the indigenous that murder, raped, and pillaged. So I learned in that moment that whenever my children come home, if they're getting taught one-sided, that I have to, as a parent, teach them the other side so that they can think on their own, they can do their own research, and then they can tell who the hell is lying.
Right.
As a child, though, I'm grateful for not being involved in internet at all at an early age. It made my brain a lot clearer than most kids, I think.
Yep, you're a lot smarter. You're well ahead of your age, I would say.
Now wait a minute. I think I see cobwebs from here.
Oh.
I never said most of my head isn't empty. I just wanted most of it.
Yeah.
I like this one, Larry. What do you think about this one?
Yeah,
I think it looks cool.
I like it too.
I had to identify. I actually realized the background was you.
Whoops, I gotta change that.
That's how I knew who it was, because yesterday, what was your name yesterday?
Get that bread?
Yeah, and I didn't want to say, hey, get that bread. Like, that's just a weird sounding.
Hello, I'm liking that
I
background.
like
moving
your
up in the world, are you?
kitchen.
That's right. I'm rich now. You see, I can
Damn.
go from
Wow.
I
You
can
see,
go
you've
from
been
beach
holding out on
bungalow,
us the whole time.
beach bungalow to LA beach house. Here we go.
There
Let's go
you
back to the
go.
bungalow.
Oh, it's only about probably 20 million.
That's it.
That's it. You know, we'll get a couple of them. It's just pocket change, right?
Right.
Oh, excuse me.
You were talking about Virginia. We had, being a Navy family, we got stationed from San Diego to Virginia, to Norfolk.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter, we enrolled her in school, and she came home talking yo mama stuff, like that, ghetto. And I just went,
In Norfolk, Virginia? Oh my gosh.
and I was like, what is this? I said, what are you talking? What is this? I said, you yo mama one more time, and I said, I'm gonna yo mama you.
Look at that, baby.
I said, you remember where you came from. She said, but everybody talks that way. And I said, not in my house, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
So it took about a week for her to really catch on what was going on, and for every one white, for every 15 black children, there was one non-black, which mean it could have been any other race. And it was a little difficult for my daughter.
Which is really weird, Anna, because I lived in the mountains of Virginia, and I don't think it could get any more paler out there.
Yeah.
Like, it was really, they considered the Bible Belt, and with James Madison University there, it was very privileged, very Caucasian area. So
Yeah,
I
it was
think they
where I was.
isolated, the Navy might have isolated those people where you were at, on base, right? You were on base?
No, we didn't live on base.
You lived just off of base?
No, not just off of base. He was stationed. I'm sorry, that was back in 2003. I'm sorry, that was a really long time ago, and I've blocked a lot of things out.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
But
I was there in 2001, and there weren't very many ethnic people, like, I'm sure there were inner city people in Harrisonburg.
it was
But for the
it was very
majority, that's what
difficult. It was very difficult because I went to the principal and I said, "What is this all about?" And he was talking like that, and I was like, "I don't understand." And he said, "Well, we were having such trouble trying to teach the children how to talk proper English that they gave up."
We figured it'd be better to teach them non-English than real English, right?
So everything, even the tests were were in that language, and I was just like, wow, okay, so when are we out of here? That was a pretty bad 2.5 years that we lived there. And then they were going to for his next station, they were going to keep us there, and I said, "You go back to your chief and you tell him that if we are stationed here again, that you will be a single man stationed here, period."
Well, I agree. It had to be a culture shock coming from California all the way out to Virginia.
It was it was a culture shock. So needless to say, we were restationed back in California. So yeah, no, we yeah, it was something else.
Yeah, but you see, the whole irony of it is, if she really been thinking, she would have known that it'd been better to get out then than when she did get out. But we all could be ignorant in our lives.
Well, no one wants to believe that there's still such a separate in this country, and that you're working for a subset of people that show a lack of care in what they do. The Navy moved me instead of onto the Navy base in Staten Island, New York, where there's brand new housing, because my husband was like I think second-class petty officer, maybe a third at the time. We were forced to go across the Staten Island Bridge and live on Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn, and pay a fee to go across the bridge every day to work. And that was a cockroach infest. Oh, that was hell. And I was pregnant at the time. So when his orders come in, I did it. I didn't even let him do it. Yo, his orders are in and you have to move me now. That's by naval law. So now that the orders are in hand, you're moving me, you're getting me out of this high rise because they couldn't spray my apartment for roaches because I was pregnant. So guess where all the roaches went? It was horrible. I woke up one morning, the whole entire kitchen was just freaking filled. So then you're working for an entity that just doesn't give a crap about you. I couldn't stand being a Navy wife. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand what I saw because remember, I'm not there with rose-colored glasses on. I have my eyes wide open in life by this time, so I could really see the control and the lack of care that the military holds over its individuals that I just wanted to vomit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely. No, I'm 100% right with you.
The one and only time I went to Las Vegas, we met a couple online and we arranged to stay at their place, you know, because we were going to be there a couple days. And we went to their house and they had fucking cockroaches everywhere and they were huge. And it's like, you know, most cockroaches, you turn the light on, they scatter. These cockroaches, they'd look at you and wave. Hey, what are you up to? You here to give us some food? You know, and you couldn't go anywhere in that house without them crawling on you. At nighttime, you go and sleep and you'd wake up with the blankets and they'd just be covered on the blankets because of your damn, you know, warmth or whatever. And I'm like, I can't, I says, I don't care how much it fucking costs. I says, I'm renting a fucking room. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
It was just,
it reminds me of,
I guess the whole area where they were. That whole area where they lived, I guess, were just infested with them for some reason.
I in San Jose, we lived right around the corner from 7-Eleven, and I mean, it's so disgusting. You'd be walking home at night, and you could see them like crawling around, and it's like, oh, and then they get in your house, and
Yeah, I can't handle bugs.
Well, those things, I mean, it's true. You go and you think you smashed them. You sit there and you'll hit them with a book or something, and they'll look up at you like, "What, did you do something to me?"
Yeah, that's scary. Fuck that. Excuse me.
I won't even tell you guys what happened to us in Louisiana. Like, it's that bad that I will not put that on another person to hear that story. And being in New York, you know, it's just an epidemic in some of these cities. And I moved to Colorado, so I looked, okay? So I was so traumatized. I'm like, I want to know what bugs are out here. You know the German cockroach is natural out here? My eyeballs just about fell out of my head. I went and bought a shit ton of diatomaceous earth. You know what I'm saying? To make sure we didn't bring any with us because we had packed all our stuff in Louisiana. Diatomaceous earth, everything. And then my husband Rick was helping someone at work, and he brought a bug home. Dude, I've never experienced bed bugs in my life.
Wow.
And it was so bad that the doctor had to put me on kind of like an anti-anxiety medicine because my body developed hives because of the bites. I'd never had anything like it in my entire life. People would mention bed bugs and I zero experience, you know, didn't know how to deal with them or anything. I annihilated them mofos. Like, I went balls to the wall. This is my land, my house. I'm going to find you, you little bastards. Then I got rid of them, which people say is impossible, but don't listen to them, those people, because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But now, like, I'm super anal about where we go, and the bugs out here, like the house flies freaking bite in Colorado.
Yeah.
The house flies.
Yes, they do.
They call them no-see-ums down here, and you'll be sitting at a restaurant, and all of a sudden you're getting bit in the legs and stuff, and it's horrible. They love.
Oh, they got those in Virginia. Oh, I hate those because I'm like, you're feeling the pain, and you're looking at your arm, and you're like, what the hell, you know? And that back then we didn't have cameras where we could zoom in. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. It's just like
Yeah.
ghost zombie bugs or something like that. Something's eating me alive and I can't see it.
Yep. Yep. I completely understand it. Trust me. Yeah.
See, that's one thing nice about living in the Northwest is I never really had to deal with any of that stuff.
Knock on wood.
I
Nah.
grew up in the Northeast, and the most we ever had to worry about were mosquitoes for the most part, but then ticks in the 90s started getting real bad.
Ticks are so
out in the
bad.
Northeast. Yeah.
I pull them off. My wife pulls them off my dog every time she goes outside. Like, it's
You
so
have ticks
bad.
down there?
No, not
We
up
got
here
mosquitoes
or
up
down
here.
here, but
Sure,
in Maine.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
Walk
yes,
outside
and
in Maine and bam.
That's funny.
Good morning, Nubs.
What's up, Nubs?
Turn it off and turn it back on.
Joe, those are some big. Listen, daughter. Nub says, we have mosquitoes that will take your children away in Minnesota. Every once in a while, you see a small infant being carried off and a mother screaming that mosquitoes got my baby.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God, that is so funny. I seen that movie and I own a dingo, so that's super funny to me.
All the fucking time.
That's funny.
Especially when Sax doesn't like his own kids. The dingo got the baby.
Actually, we tease Socks like, stop calling your dingoes to come get your babies.
Well, they already read it. You don't need to show it.
Are you feeling your way through being a administrator, Anna?
Yeah, well the thing I noticed different is that on my phone it'll show us over here and then it'll show to show chat on the side. I cannot post a comment, but it shows it, and my thing is I would like to see when I turn my phone on the side bigger of the people.
Yeah, me
I
too. Yeah.
saw that, and I don't like that. But
Yeah.
I like that I can let myself in instead of
Right.
having.
Yeah.
And then the thing is he, down at the bottom where it brings when people come in and they're in gray down at the bottom, I don't have that.
You lost them.
We
Why are you
lost
kicking
it.
people out, Larry? Why you got to be?
It
You're a
was
tyrant
you.
now.
I
You
didn't
did it.
do shit.
You did it. You did
That
it, Brad.
button again.
All right, there she is. Sorry for kicking you out. I don't have admin controls, but I got the power. I'll tell you.
You used the force against me?
That's all right. Yesterday,
The power of the bread beard.
Oh, shit, the
Palmetto
red beard.
buds. Yeah, yesterday
Yeah.
Larry was having trouble with something or another, and I took him out of the stream.
That was
I'm
great.
like,
Yeah, my husband had just come in from work and I was watching you guys and chatting and chat. And I'm like, you can turn it if you want, because I know he ain't into the same stuff I am. He's like, no, that's okay. And he sees the moment where something goes on. And then Anna's like, boop, you're out of here. I'm like, she just booted out her boyfriend.
I'm like, bye.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I really wish you didn't have computer problems, because that was setting up to be a fun stream. You know what I'm saying?
I swear I heard just before she kicked me. I swear I heard her say, "See ya, don't want to be ya."
Yeah. And then she left, and Larry comes back, and he's like, "Where'd Anna go?" she's not answering the phone. And I'm like, Larry,
Oh
she's on
my
the way to
God,
you.
yes.
Yeah, I was trying to get all my stuff together or whatever, and I wanted to make sure that I brought the ribs for today's dinner and the barbecue sauce, and I've been craving the McDonald's fillet of fish lately. So I went to the store and I got a package of the breaded fish, and stuff so I could and bread and everything so I could actually make our own.
Nice. Those are better.
Yeah, it should be better. I got the tartar sauce and everything.
I don't like tartar sauce.
What, mustard on yours?
I'm going to have to eat mine with a fork.
Like
I don't want to
flavor.
get any rib juice on this beard.
They're just fish patties.
Yeah,
You know.
I haven't had fish in years.
Well, we're about to find out probably tomorrow. Because I'll tell you what, with me, them ribs are not going to last long.
I hear
I
that.
love me some ribs.
I have a rack of ribs in the freezer, but when the hubby bought it, he forgot that we have a camper-sized oven.
See the grill?
So I'll have to cut them or something. What is we
Brett-
looking at?
Mr. Brett's
It's a grill.
A grill. Looks like with sausage and stuff on it.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a
Brats.
sausage party?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Holy fuck. That was loud.
Sorry, Brad
Wow.
Bierman. I had to ask.
There's the wake up bell. I don't know how we sleep through that. I have no idea how we sleep through it, but we do.
You get used to it, because I stayed in Atlantic City, right? And we stayed right on the strip. And dude, there's ambulance after ambulance after ambulance after police car. Like, I literally did not sleep at all. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? How could you live here? And they're like, oh, you get used to it.
Just tell me you didn't go in the water. Please tell me you did not go in the water.
Hell no. Hey,
People
I don't
think I'm
drink their water. I
crazy.
don't go in it.
It's nasty, isn't it? And maybe it's just the way the ocean pushes up in New Jersey to make it look brown all the time. But the freaking water looks brown all the goddamn time. When people are like, I'm going to the ocean, and they're meaning Florida, my stomach is still like, bleh. That's disgusting.
It is.
Let's go swim in all our feces, folks.
Yeah, I had gone
Absolutely.
to, I had gone there, and yeah, it wasn't very pretty.
Yeah.
That's like when I went to Muncie, Indiana, and I'm looking around at the water. It's 120 degrees outside, and I'm like, I want to go swimming. I kept looking at all these different bodies of water. I'm like, I ain't fucking jumping in that shit. That shit just looks too nasty.
Yo, I went swimming one time in Louisiana. One time. And I had to pay to go swimming there. It was the White Sands Beach or pond. I don't know what the hell they called it. I swam once. And for 3 months after that, I had to wash my skin with special pH soap because there was some kind of a freaking amoeba in this stagnant body of water that they must like take the scum off it. You know what I'm saying? So people ain't understanding what they're swimming in. Oh, I'll never. They could have the last freaking body of water in the whole world, and I still never go swimming there ever again.
You need a new mouse pad or something, honey.
There's another one up here. I don't know why it would.
The mouse isn't working for him, but I put it over here on the arm of the chair or the couch, and it works fine.
I'm wondering if he's got dust or something up inside the mouse.
I could tell you what it is. He doesn't have a woman's touch.
There. Nice. That's what it is, baby. It's the woman's touch.
Yeah. See?
That's not what you told me last night.
No, you didn't. He went there.
I told you
Oh,
that you
you
can
know
only
it.
have that for your birthday, Larry, and you couldn't tell anybody about that.
See if this can work.
Oh,
Breadbeard the Great.
Do you see the mouse?
Oh,
it's over there.
Do
No,
you
it's
see it?
over there.
I don't see
It's
the
right there.
mouse. No.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
What is she doing?
Now it's over
I'm
there.
following the mouse.
I don't understand. Here, you can try that. Look out, you
I don't know. It
Trying to help
works
you,
over
Larry.
here. Works fine over here. I don't know. I think he's this mouse pad doesn't look that dirty. So
Maybe if he wasn't so dabbed out, he'd know how to use the mouse. But
right. Let's
Hey,
see.
if he hasn't cleaned the mouse since he vacuumed the diatomaceous earth up, then he's gonna have to clean the mouse too.
Oh, sorry, baby. Oh, I only need one.
I've had dogs with long hair my whole life, and that's what would get up in that mouse is the ball would roll over the hair and pull it up in the
Yep.
mechanism, and you'd have to open it up and blow it out.
It's a laser, though.
It's laser. It's not ball. Yeah, you used to have to take out the ball and clean the hair. No, this is a laser one. I don't even know if they make those anymore.
I don't think I ever had a laser one, to tell you the truth.
Well, the newer ones all have just lasers.
So it's just flat on the bottom. There's no way for any debris to get in.
No. Where am I? There it is.
Oh,
Right there.
right there,
Is the
right there, yeah.
laser. Yep, that's it. There's no ball. You know, that's where the batteries go up here. That's it. It's just flat.
Wow.
Maybe he needs one with the ball.
Larry, you ain't playing with enough
I don't think they
balls,
make them
huh?
anymore. And, you know, on top of that, not only do I not think they make them anymore, I don't think
I gotta have a wireless too.
that's the other part that I was gonna say is I don't think they make them in the wireless on top of that. But
And I have to have a wireless because my computer's too far away.
Right.
hold on.
So maybe doesn't it have a little USB thing that goes in your computer so it can be wireless?
Yeah. Right.
Did you take that out? When you blew your whole computer out, did you take everything out, you know, that you can, the plug and play stuff, and blow all that out too?
No, I didn't, but
I ask because I use them little buddy heaters, and sometimes the dog hair will get in a spot, will prevent the propane from going through. And so I
Yeah,
take
mine
it
does
all
that
apart
too.
and blow everything, every part, you know.
Yeah, he's got
Mine does
a
the
buddy
same
heater
thing.
too. He's got a double panel buddy
Yeah.
heater. Yeah. But you know, I can even get mine to work on even the table. If you bring it over here, oh there it's working a little bit, honey.
Mm.
But it's holy shit, that mouse is flying. Wow. Well, I guess it's gonna work for you, but
Maybe it was still a little wet. That's why I gave you two.
I did dry it. I wet it with the one end and then I dried it with the other.
Yeah, but I'm saying it might have still been a little wet. That's why it didn't work at first.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
So I want you to see you grow a beard like that. Look like isn't that the Yogi that has the huge beard?
Yeah, I miss him, man. I gotta open up the stream again. I miss a lot of those folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his beard, dude, his beard is so freaking nice. It's like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, I know. Like, at least 3 or 4 feet.
Damn.
You haven't seen him?
I probably have, but I don't remember seeing it.
When he stands up, all you see is his fucking beard.
Wow. Okay, I don't remember that. Wow.
And it's probably like this wide and about 3 or 4 feet long. It's pretty massive. And you can tell he takes very good care of it. It's not all fucking matted and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. He takes care of himself. And anytime that you want someone to be intimidated, you just ask AK Yogi to go on the stream and just sit there and not even say anything.
Nub says he used to have a 3-foot beard.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey, Nubs. I got rid of the airplane.
Wow, Nubs.
No airplane. Did you hear that? Haha, you can't give me shit no more. For a little while, anyway.
Yeah. I don't hear it ramping up.
No, it sounds a heck of a lot better. There's no 737 going over our head anymore.
I'm telling you.
Isn't that weird? How, I mean, there wasn't hardly anything on it. It was just a little bit. How that, like I said, the dog hair and the Disacious Earth, I guess, was just enough.
Look.
And I mean, she's got her purse and all kinds of shit piled on top of the computer.
It's
so
not.
Yeah, it is.
It's in front of it. In front of it.
Yeah,
You
my
can't
old
even
man
see
does the same thing to me. Like when we were younger, I'd like sit in the car and wait for him to pump gas, right? So he'd get out of the car, he'd get halfway around the car, he'd turn and look at me and be like, and stay in the car. And I knew he was joking, but you know, he likes to get a ride out of people in public who do judgment stares, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I'll get out as he's getting out, and I'll walk the opposite direction, like, you're not driving anymore either.
Hey, Nubs, you're going to have to get on your secretary because I didn't get that memo saying that you were my official shit giver. So get on here and tell her to give me that damn memo. I got to know all the ins and outs in between.
Professional shit givers. That's a career that I would look into.
Oh, my daughter would be a pro. Let me tell you, she would be a pro at that.
Yeah. Well, I like to use people's tactics against them. So one time there was this guy in chat who was an asshole, and I just nonstop gave him shit, literally.
I got a big yawn.
And then he blocked me.
Oh my God. Oh, here comes my next big yawn. Do I get a kiss? That nose kiss. I want a real kiss.
Oh, that was a good boy.
Yeah, good kiss.
That's a good boy.
Yeah, I have to beg for kisses. You got one for
Can
me?
you see this dog who took my spot?
Yep, the second you got up too, huh?
Yes. Say hi to Anna and Larry, Moo. He knows what I'm trying to do. He's like, nope, I'd rather move. I'm not going on camera.
That's funny.
All my dogs are kind of shy of camera because, like, we don't walk around with them, right? So we hear that noise in the middle of the night, sometimes 3 times a night.
My coffee's almost done.
Wonder what temperature it is, because man, these floors are cold.
Yep.
You guys gonna
I
have to
hope
wait
my
a minute.
water don't freeze again.
You'd be amazed at how much heat you can keep into your trailer when you put something around the bottom like a skirt or tarp. My friend gets those real thick insulation, foam insulation panels, and he cuts them into the proper shape and puts them. He stuffed them into in between the metal bars and everything, under the trailer.
Actually,
And then-
I'm glad. Who showed us Aircrete? Wasn't that Nubs? I think it was
Aircrete?
Nubs. Yeah, it's where you take foam and mix it. We didn't get to see the whole video, but you mix it with, I guess, some kind of concrete, and it makes a lighter concrete block to build with. So I'm thinking about doing that because it can be formed to fit specifically to the dimensions of a camper, which we all know are, smaller than the average stuff made for houses, so to speak. But we can't do that till we move it away from the building. So we put ourselves in a catch-22. We built the building next to the camper, and it buffers so much heat and wind and moisture that we don't regret it. But at the same time, we can't put a skirt on the camper properly until we move it.
Huh. Larry's bitching at me because apparently when I pulled in yesterday, I pulled in over I guess one of my tires is over one of the leashes.
Oh, oops. Well, it was dark, right?
Yes, it was. And you know what? It's his responsibility to make sure the leashes are out of the way. So there.
Ouch.
What?
Be gentle on yourself, Larry. It's your birthday.
That doesn't mean I have to be.
That's what I'm saying. Don't put yourself in a predicament, Larry. It's your birthday.
Yep. Well, yesterday. It was yesterday, so.
Oh, I thought it was today. Isn't today Thursday?
Yes, today is his birthday, but I came last night.
Oh, right. Yes. No, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah. Girl, you look so bad.
You know, Anna, we had to put our family dog down last year, and his name is Buster. So when we first started talking to Larry and he introduced us to Buster, my son's head turned like, wait, what?
Wait,
His dog's Buster too?
Oh yeah, there's lots of them out there.
I know, honey. He wanted to tell you guys that Buster Boo died.
Oh.
So because he has Downs, the Downs, he's in a repetitive state sometimes until he's able to absorb, you know what I'm saying, and deal with it. So anytime we mention the word Buster, he'll holler from the other room, "Hey, Buster Boo died." We try to chuckle because we don't want him to just be in our son to be in a sad state, you know.
He's waving at me. Hold on. What, baby? He's got to move apart.
So this is how, if you ever get hacked, like I did on Facebook, the way I figured out how to stop it, like in its tracks, is you have to change your password, and it asks you whether you want the other devices to remain connected. So you answer no, and you disconnect all devices associated with your account, and that's how you stop whoever hacked you, right in the tracks.
Styrofoam. Yeah, the styrofoam is what my friend uses, and I kid you not, it's 3 inches thick, and it just stuffs right up in there. I got to go out there with him for a minute.
All right. I can take that out there.
He said I need the keys, so I threw them at him.
Okay.
Oh, he just found them.
Oh, you can stay in there. That's fine. Mom. Mom. Yeah. Here we go. There you go. Oh. Yeah, Mom. Just go eat me.
I'll be back. I gotta go take the doggy out and take care of the fam.
Alrighty.
Damn it, we're left to hold the fort down again. Where the hell is this fly for somebody? Our regulars. I'm upset. Daisy's upset. We're all upset right now.
The other bad boy, hey Nubs, that's in the Planet Outdoor Cooking area. We already started to acquire items for that. Wood-driven cook stove, smoker. We're gonna probably build a bigger smoker out of the wood we get. Can you let her out? No. Please. Come on. Hiring, we're still waiting to see what happens in the next 6 months or so before we can say yes or no. We'll just keep it that general idea, not to get into dirty family business. Just scrolling through the chat.
Chili.
Oh man, that chili came out good too. Is anyone outside?
Yeah, this one's in bed.
How long have they been open?
Oh, crisis averted. Or, oh no.
Let's see if that helps.
Oh, Beautiful is here. Beautiful has a beard on. That's weird.
Oh, hi, baby girl.
She's smiling too.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. Oh my gosh.
I gotta make it so we can do 2 filters, so that way I can garter.
Yes, that was
Let me see.
fantastic.
Let me see. I'll turn mine up. I don't know if I have to go on Wi-Fi to get my pictures. Let me show you I've been granted permission by the mommy and daddy to okay. Okay. So that is Abby.
Aww.
Jeff, the guy on the right, is my best friend, or one of my friends, Jeff, and that's their 10-month-old baby. See that head?
Aw, look at that face.
Yeah, look at those lips.
He's
Oh my
huge.
goodness.
Let me see. Oh,
Does he have any teeth yet? Because mine still doesn't have any teeth.
How old
No,
is,
he does
how
not,
old is
but he's
yours?
chewing on everything.
She's gonna be 10 months in 5 days.
10 months. What? And she don't have any teeth yet?
No teeth, but the other kid down the street has teeth already.
Aww.
Look at that little outfit.
Well, what
Oh,
did you
man.
ask? Did you both ask your parents at what point your teeth erupted? Look at that little baby.
No, I'm gonna ask my mom though, because it's kind of like, I don't know. I guess I'm not really that concerned, but at the same time, I'm like, well, when other babies are having it, you know, it kind of makes me wonder.
Well, teeth is usually the signal to start with different solid foods. So without that signal, you're shooting in the dark. Oh my gosh, look. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. How funny.
I
Gotta
would say
protect
the child
ourselves.
follows the pattern of the parent. So one of you guys didn't erupt teeth early. So my first daughter erupted teeth at 4 months old.
My children as
Nub
well
said he has a beard when he came out.
had teeth early. And my son was 12 pounds 3 ounces when he was born.
Oh, woman.
Yeah, he was 12 pounds 3 ounces, and that boy, yeah, C-section, of course. He before we left the hospital, which back then was 5 days for C-section and not 3, they were yelling at me and telling me I was feeding him too much, but I was feeding him. I was completely emptying myself out. You know, he was completely emptying me. And then he would also eat another 2-ounce bottle. And they said, no, he's a newborn. Shouldn't have, you should be able to supply for him. And I said, lady, have you seen a baby this big here? She goes, no. I said, lady, I'm going to tell you how it's going to go. I'm like, he's going to empty me out in like 5 minutes flat. I said, and then he's going to eat another 2 ounces and still scream in an hour because he's still hungry. And sure enough, during her shift, she was like, holy crap. And she goes, well, let's see what this does. And she let him eat until he was full. And he ate. He cleaned me out and ate an entire 8-ounce bottle. And he slept for 3 hours.
Wowza.
And, the next lady would come on shift. No, don't feed him that. I'm like, look, lady, you are either going to take him to the nursery and you're going to deal with him screaming, or you're going to let me do what I know what I need to do. 12 pounds, 14 ounces. Yep.
27 inches long.
Yep.
That's huge.
Jesus. That is insane. My heaviest child was 7 pounds, 10 ounces.
That's hilarious.
Can you imagine that happening to you? Jeez.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a big baby. That's a lot of pressure.
3 ounces and she got stuck. So I had to have a C-section with her, and then I really wanted to have a vaginal birth after that, but then they were like, Not happening. Not with this.
Right.
So
Not that size. No way.
no way. No way.
Mm-mm.
So that's how all that went. But as far as the teeth go, my my daughter got her first tooth at 6 months, and for some reason I don't know why, I can't remember why or something. What happened is the tooth went back down under the gum, and the gum healed. So every one of her teeth, she had to break through the gum twice.
Really?
Every tooth. Talk about teething hell for mama. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And 30 years ago, it was still a little bit okay for you to put a little alcohol on the gum. When
Right.
nothing else worked. But they came out what they called back then the teething tablets, and now they have them everywhere. But they had just come out with them, and they're natural. And I popped one in my mouth, and it tasted like sugar. And I'm like, all right. So, hey, Chuck. So I gave her teething tablets, and when my parents were babysitting, my dad would rub a little something on the gums, But to this day, the girl doesn't want to eat. The girl doesn't, other than a wine cooler here and there. My daughter doesn't drink alcohol at all. And as for my son, yeah, he broke his teeth out at 6 months too. And my dad said, "Oh, they got teeth. It's time for steak." And so we would have a celebratory steak dinner, and my dad would give them this big old thing of steak to chaw on, and that's how that went. Yeah, we're a meat-eating family, with the exception of my sister, who is completely vegan because she doesn't want. She's had cancer 6 times, and each time it was hormone induced. So she gave up anything that adds hormones to her diet. So that works for her. Me, I'm like, don't you miss, because for a long time, good morning, Chuck. For the longest time, my sister only ate chicken, like bird type foods. And then now she's strictly, she's strictly vegan, which I feel sad for her. Sorry.
Yeah, because the problem comes from what humans put in the meat that they sell, which is hormones.
Yes. Yeah. I used to always buy the milks and the cheeses and the whatchamacallits, and the meats that were sorry, that were bovine hormone free. So there was no added hormones.
I see you, baby girl.
She's so pretty.
Yes, she is.
Yes. I can see my credit card bill going up.
Oh God. Boundaries, Daddy, boundaries.
What are you trying to say? You're gonna have to get a couple more shotguns?
Couple more shotguns and probably another job or another business to run.
No, one of the first things, during the first words I taught my children is no.
I'm pretty
Gotta have
sure
boundaries.
that's a common thing with kids.
I don't know. I
Maverick,
think that's what's going on, Anna. Not to interrupt you, but I think there is a generation of kids that weren't told no enough.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
hiding it with my fake beard. Look at
That's
I know.
the best child protection right there.
There you go. I think if somebody wants to put their child on camera, I think that is absolutely 100% their right. Their,
Their prerogative.
it's their prerogative. It's their
Mhm.
child, And
That's why you
after
guys don't see my
they don't want
grandchild,
it on
because I
there.
respect my daughter's decision on where the image of her own daughter goes.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I never posted pictures of my children, even as adults, without their permission.
Right,
Uh,
right, exactly.
my
it's
wife
their
is
image, their business, their right.
yeah, my wife is cool with it. And when we first had her, I was like totally 100% uncool with it. I was like, nope, I don't want her on social media. I don't want her on all that stuff. I'm a pretty black and white person when it comes to a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, I can't stop her from doing it. And so I'm like, what's the point? She's already there. She's already on the internet. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's just why
Yeah.
I waited so long, because I had to admit that the independence I raised my children with, not extreme, but right up there, they appreciated their independence in a way to make some decisions by themselves. But I also know that, I don't want to say children, but a lot of teenagers, they feel invincible. They feel like they can conquer the world, and sometimes just aren't always aware of the dangers out there of being on the internet.
Yes. Yes. And back when my kids were little, my daughter's 30 and my son will be, holy shit, 25 soon. Anyway, yeah. Um, you know, I don't know. Back then, the internet was just coming out and everything, and you hear of all these creepy people and whatnot, and using those images for naughty things. And so I refused to have my children's images up there. But then I thought, well, if I don't present my child that way, like in a bathing suit or something like
Right.
that, you know
Yeah.
what I'm
right.
saying? Then you're pretty much saying, here, do that,
Hmm.
You won't
But
see
And
her in
there's
any
so many
fashion shows.
people
I
out
guarantee
there,
that.
right? And there's so many people out there that it's almost like they're stuck in their teen years and they just can't process that, say, an infant bikini is inappropriate. I got that from a family member one time, a bikini for my infant. Like, I never wanted to vomit more in my life like that. And you know what I'm saying? Not that I think a weird way about it, but I know for a fact, taking criminal justice and being a victim myself, you can't control what other people think.
Well, even just the
yes,
fact
And
that
that
you would
is
like dress your child up as a doll and stuff, you have some kind of like mental illness, or you have some kind of like you're of the
I don't
world and you're
approve
in the world.
of baby pageants,
Yeah,
of
I
the
do.
child
oh
ones,
yeah,
dressing them up
no,
to
yeah,
the 9. It's disgusting.
Well, not only
yeah.
that, they allow them to have fake hair, fake teeth, fake this, fake that, and it's like, wait a minute. I thought it was supposed to be judged, on personality and inner beauty and
Oh no.
all this other stuff, and it's just, I think they're just demeaning and just basically,
That's why they're called beauty pageants.
but they're not. They're fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
They
And
absolutely are.
some of the clothes they dress those young kids in are just ridiculous. It's just.
Yeah. My daughter, um, I no, my daughter wore a one-piece bathing suit, period. And as for my son, It was a huge family joke. It was the funniest damn thing ever. You know, we never thought that Speedos, for men, still existed, or you would have to find them at a special shop or something. Well, my sister was out shopping. She was going to get my son a new bathing suit. She found a Speedo, and he was like, I don't know, maybe 9-10 months old.
No way.
Oh yeah, a Speedo. And I held this thing up, and I about died. I thought it was hilarious. So we put him in it. It was not fun because Speedos are tight to begin with. And so we couldn't get it over his diaper. So we had to take the diaper off. So then we put it on him, and I just looked at him, and I just went, I died. I thought it was hilarious, and I said, Lisa, this thing is never leaving this room. You know that, right? And she laughed, and she came out from behind her. She's like, here's the trunks. Here's the real thing. I'm like, oh, my God. But it was hilarious as a family fun thing. You know what I mean? You got to do. And, of course, I took a picture. And I told my son, he was only like 10 months old, and I said, I will use this against you at some point.
Hey, Larry, I sent you something on Facebook. I wanted to see if you could bring it up on screen. I think it'll make people laugh.
But to this day, never has that picture been seen by anybody other than who was there. But it was just a joke thing, and funny as hell. And she paid $20 for that thing. I'm like, what? And then she paid $8 for, the full length trunks. And I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, half a bathing suit is $20. The other half of a full length one is half the price. I don't understand. Check you out.
Larry, did you hear me out there?
Larry went outside.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know where the buggard went. I don't see him on the cameras.
That's awesome that you guys got cameras.
I'm sad. Oh, there he is. He was on the other side. He's coming in. I'm not happy that we lost that one camera, but it's all good. Hey, we have 5 more. So,
Get down.
He's here.
Larry, I sent you a message on Facebook. It's a picture, if you could show it.
All right.
There he goes.
I'm using my computer, otherwise I'd turn my phone around, and show you. But
Hey guys, we used a empty egg crate to feed the pups, like their mush food. So it's only been like 5 minutes, and I tell my daughter, hey, go get that crate in there before the puppies eat it.
Yeah.
And she goes in there, and she says, the crate is gone. They ate the freaking crate. And we're looking at each other like, what do we do? Well, there's 11 of them. So, I'm pretty sure that it's not enough to be, disastrous. But holy shit, it's only been 5 freaking minutes.
it's paper, right? I mean, cardboard will just go right through them. My dog ate an entire box of chocolates.
That's insane.
Oh, I know. It's amazing what animals will do. I had these black lab and plot hound mix puppies. Or, well, they turn into dogs, obviously. And one of them, if anything was cardboard, not paper, but cardboard, man, Shadow would just destroy it. Destroy it. But Shade would sit there on the side, and then she would play with the little pieces on the side. What are we doing here, honey?
Their mom is Pitbull Labs, so she's
Aw.
eating remotes, shoes, you know, the impenetrable balls they sell at the store. She's eating a couple of those. She's absolutely, like, she won't do it in my house. Like, I have punishment measures in line. Like the one dog cage we call the chokey, you know, because they can't get out of it or anything. They're stuck in there no matter what.
Yep.
And we got a lead, like a 30-foot lead for when they're not as bad. And then we got a dog cage when they're really bad.
Yeah.
Golden Dragon Chinese restaurant. Pet missing? Right. Pet missing?
No
blame
blame
us.
us.
Blame Hurricane. Oh my
shit.
God, that's hysterical.
That's some funny stuff, man. I mean, that's an actual sign.
I
that's
love that
hysterical
stuff.
and disgusting because I've eaten at many Chinese restaurants, and there's some I just won't go back to because I just didn't believe it was the meat they were selling it as. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the funniest thing too about that sign is, if you think about it, I believe almost every city has a Golden Dragon Chinese restaurant.
Almost. And
I don't know of one around here, but I know that there was one in Virginia, and then there was one in Oklahoma, and they had awesome food.
Hey, they're almost as popular as those Masonic halls.
Yeah, seriously. Have you guys ever heard of chopsticks?
Yeah,
I know how to use
that,
chopsticks.
like in the 90s.
No. A restaurant called Chopsticks. Okay.
Oh.
There was a one in Monterey, California.
It's like a fast food place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got some, you know, I thought it was really good, you know, tasted great, you know, really fast service and stuff. Well, on Craigslist, one of the employees posted all the pictures of inside of the place. And dude, they had like chicken piled up in the sink and like all kinds of just like, dude, I don't eat at a lot of restaurants anymore because I do not trust the health inspectors. I don't trust the people that own these places. They don't give a shoot about your health.
No, they don't.
Well, it's like you've seen that Gordon Ramsay goes into those damn kitchens, and some of them are just fucking nasty as fuck.
Yeah, dude, they don't clean their grease traps. They don't clean their, like, they'll cook you the same fries or the fries in the oil that they've been using for a week, man. Just nasty. Ugh.
I got food poisoning from a Burger King that didn't change their oil. And I mean, dude, I just won't. My body's like, thank you for stopping eating that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one of the things is that I would say up until the mid 90s, they did not have laws stipulating that you cooked your non-meat foods in a separate vat as the meat foods. And now it's so specific that you have to have one for French fries or onion rings, you know, and then you have to have one that cooks like chicken or beef, and then fish is actually required to be cooked in a whole nother one.
And I don't think they all do it. I think they freaking lie, as most humans do, you know, and people get sick from it.
Yeah.
Well, you got to figure, you know, that's 4 vats you got to have going at all times, and that's a lot of room and a lot of money.
Well, the vats are now only about yay big, like big enough for one basket. So you tell me if you've got a line.
It's their business. They chose to get into it's just like them not offering paper sex. It's their business. They chose to get into it. Now their hands are tied and they don't want to invest anymore. They don't want to keep with safety and precaution. Like, If anyone were to ever use that defense in my face, I'd tell them to suck it up.
Yep. Either sell your
You're
restaurant
muted. You're
or,
muted.
suck it up
Mr.
or
Bread, you're muted.
You are muted.
Nope, you're still muted.
he's
Still
typing.
muted.
Are you trying to save us from the baby noises? Because you're not. I would rather hear than not hear.
Yeah, none of us are lactating.
I really don't think you want to hear the sounds she's making, though.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
baby girl.
None of that goo goo gaga stuff. We're moved on to hey.
She never did the goo goo or the gaga. She just went. And she goes,
She says, I want to be heard too. I want to be part of the damn show. You guys are talking, I'm going to talk too.
You want to be part of the show?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maverick, he was sitting there.
That is so cool.
He was Abby was trying to do stuff and he was just being absurd. He really was. He was just being a little pissant.
Look at him.
He's
That
cool
is
as
so
hell.
cool.
And
See you, baby girl.
so I picked him up and I put him on my hip and I looked at him and he's just like still doing his little screaming thing. And I looked at him and I screamed back at him. Very low tone, but I did it right back at him and he kind of went back and he looked at me and he started screaming again. I screamed right back at him and he kind of pulled back and looked at me and he was just like, all right. And
My
he was
son
just chill.
was born partially deaf, and he didn't cry for meals. He didn't do the baby talk or anything like that. So I enjoy it.
I don't know why I can't type in the chat, but Chuck, she's doing good. She's she was up, a little bit last night throwing up and getting sick, but she's it's just food poisoning and she took activated charcoal, so she's feeling a little better, just dehydrated.
I am so sorry to hear that. That's terrible.
I am too, because she loves cheese more than like any kind of food group, and she's been like talking about this cheese party for over 2 months. Before we even hit the road, she was like, "Oh, there's a cheese party."
The problem is that when you hire someone that uses the title chef, they get arrogant in their preparation and what they give. Because cheese is something that you prepare and then put back in the fridge until it's time to be served.
Yes. Yes.
And he probably didn't do that.
Well, and you're also cooking for like 30 people, and so when you're cooking for like 30, 40 people, things start getting out of hand. You start making this dish that's going to sit there for an hour. You start making that dish, and then each dish that you're making, you can't do it all by yourself and have it all like come out and be perfect, and there's not enough refrigerator space.
They make it look pretty, but that doesn't mean that it's still going to be okay to eat. So yeah, you got to be careful with things like that.
The ribs are thawed out, right?
Yes, the ribs are thawed. At some point, I'm going to want to put them in a dish and soak them in the barbecue sauce.
In the glass.
Yeah. And soak them in the barbecue sauce.
She's dancing.
Believe it or not, Safeway did not have Bullseye.
I'm wondering if they don't make it anymore.
I don't know, but
that was my favorite.
That's what I was looking for. I'm like, Bullseye. No, they had more generic flavors of the signature fresh or whatever. He wanted Bullseye barbecue sauce for the ribs tonight, and I couldn't find Bullseye anywhere, which I thought was really, really weird. So I went with my favorite.
I posted a picture today on my Facebook. It's a picture of all the Valentine's Day artificial candy, all that garbage chocolate and stuff that people buy their spouses and their loved ones. And I think it's funny how there's a shortage on all kinds of stuff in the world, but there's never a shortage on garbage in America. You can eat
Absolutely.
garbage every day.
I think it's disgusting.
It
Yeah,
is.
when we go to town, when we go to town, it takes an hour. So when we have long supply runs, we're leaving at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and we usually don't eat anything. It's like, get everything in the truck and let's go. So I went into the local grocery store. They have a bakery. And as you walk into the front door, they have like a card table with a whole bunch of pastries on it, but very specific pastries. So like lemon, you have to like lemon to even want a lemon pastry. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, so they did a bunch of baking, and I walked back to the bakery, and what was in mass there was freaking M&M cookies and stuff, like not a real pastry that we could at least eat and feel okay about eating. I know it's still made at a grocery store and stuff. No, thank you, Bob. But man, I walked around that place like, oh, I need my kitchen up. Oh, I need to bake my own stuff. I am so sick of this corporate nonsense of we're going to do what we want to do and y'all can suck it up. No, you suck it up. You know what I'm saying? I need to take my money away from people like that.
Yeah.
Nub says, you wait till she starts flopping on the floor like a fish. When my son started that, I laughed.
And it pissed him off. And he did it more and more. Then I said, fuck it, and started flopping on the floor with him. I did the same thing with my daughter. My son never did that. But my daughter, oh man, she was the queen of flop. And man, I would just get right down there with her and start screaming.
My daughter chose to wait until we were at a mall shopping, which we never really did a lot, So I said to the cashier who's looking at her, I'm like, can you just hold on 1 second? My husband's right next door. So I flopped her over my shoulder. I left the store, went in the store where Dad was. I put her down and I grabbed my son and walked back and finished my business with them. And the woman just kind of looked like startled. And I kind of laughed inside, like, you silly soft parents. Like, you are shocked when you see something happen that should happen when you're dealing with an obstinate child like that. But then you act like you don't want to see it in your store. You can't have it both ways. You either want a flopping child in your store or a parent who's controlling it. Which one is it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of funny you bring that up, because just a few days ago I seen an advertisement for a new TV show, and it's on like 8 different styles of parenting, and they're gonna decide which is the best style.
Oh, great.
Helicopter, all these other sayings they got.
The fact they gotta have that show means that every freaking psychiatrist and psychologist who tried to write a book on it should be fucking fired.
Yeah.
Well, then too, why do you got to put these fancy labels on this certain style of parenting? It doesn't.
You're a parent. Do what you're supposed to do.
Oh, I'm a nerd.
Are they going to have the mama bear parent out there like I am? They'll scratch your freaking eyes out if you come too close to my kid. Ask him for a friend.
You guys are going to like this. I was shopping at Walmart with my kids. My son and my daughter are 5 years and 8 months apart. I had lost 2 in between them. So that's why they're so far apart. It's not that I made it that way. It's just nature taking its course, I guess you could say.
All right.
Anyway, my daughter was, I would say, maybe 10, 11 years old or so, and she's just being this pissy little shit, period. and we get up to the checkout, and this lady was up next to, before us. And I looked at my daughter and I said, "You keep that attitude up, I'm putting you in the trunk." This lady, "How dare you? Why would you do that? How could you tell your child that?" Da, da, da. What she didn't know is that I had a Nissan Stanza that was considered a minivan, but I don't know what it was called, but it had 2 sliding doors, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And in the trunk, it had 2 seats that folded down that had seat belts. She didn't know this. My daughter's like, "No, Mom, I don't want to go in the trunk." And I'm like, "Too bad. Your attitude sucks. You're getting in the trunk." So this lady waited for me to leave. She followed me to my car, and me and my daughter knew what was going on, and my daughter played that part well. She really played it up. "No, Mommy, no." I opened it up. I flipped down the seat, pulled out the seatbelt, and I said, "That's it. Get in the trunk." She climbed in the trunk. She sat down, put her seatbelt on, and I looked at the lady and I said, "Next time you need to mind your own fucking business." Because she's all the time, "I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call CPS, da 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 da." And I'm like, just ignore her, Carol Lee. And
Savannah, you reeled that bitch in real good.
yeah. And she followed us. And oh my God. And when I put my daughter in the trunk, that lady looked at me and I said, "Now you need to mind your own fucking business, don't you?" And she was like, she bit her bottom lip and walked away. And I was like, there you go. There you go. Because I didn't want her in the front seat with me. And she knew damn well she wasn't going to sit in the back where my son was in the car seat, because she was going to terrorize him. So I put her diagonal from him in the trunk so she couldn't terrorize nobody. I had a plan. And man, when that lady said something, I just looked at my daughter like, "Hills, yeah, let's do this." My daughter knew exactly what was going on. She's like, "Oh, we got this, Mom." I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
That's almost like a month ago when you were standing in the line and the lady's all like, "What number is that?"
Well, I was standing in, what store was it? Winco?
Probably.
I was standing at the store and, in the checkout line, and this lady behind me says, "Ooh, what color number is that?" And I knew what she was talking about, but I didn't think she was talking about me because of my hair color. It's a very blonde, but it's got a lot of red in it too. And I'm like, she's got to be talking to somebody else. She actually nudged me in my back. "Hey, what brand and what number is the color of your hair?" I turned around, looked at her. I said, what did I tell her? I said, I just looked at her and I'm like, surely you're not talking to me. And I said, "It's called Al Natural." I said, "I don't dye my hair, never dyed my hair." I said, "It's natural." And so I turned back around and she was just like, I'm just like, "Dye job. This ain't no dye job. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out platinum blonde, you know." But
that's funny. Someone had the balls to say that. Well, I've had it happen. You don't know how many people have asked me if I perm my hair.
Oh, I believe it.
Do you know a perm?
I believe it. Yeah,
Doing a perm
I've
on
seen
it
your
that can
hair
make
when it's
my
down.
hair
Your hair is crazy.
crazy
Your hair is
curly,
what I
not
would
perm
call hot
curly.
mess. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not much you can do about it. The curls are not. even or symmetrical. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I can tell the difference. And I always tell people, you know, people who dye their hair blonde are the true dumb blondes, because blondes, you know, there's always that dumb blonde joke. You know what I mean? And oh, you know, she's a blonde, and which Larry does all the time, and I'll even say it. You know, I take no offense to it. And to me, if somebody's going to dye their hair a color that is constantly mocked, I'm like, you're the real dyed blonde. You're the dumb blonde.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, you're gonna walk into that and then get mad people call you dumb.
I love dumb blonde jokes. I love them. I think they're
See, the
hilarious.
joke my daughter told the other night was supposed to be a blonde joke. We just reinserted a different one because you're blonde and we don't want to insult anyone, you know. But the real joke is,
No, the real joke is a yo mama joke. She thought it was too immature, but she made me change it to be funnier. I disagree.
so say it. So say it again and let the audience judge.
The joke is, your mama is so stupid that she put 2 quarters in her ears and said she was listening to 50 Cent. That's the joke.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, no, I love blonde jokes. I it's a joke, you know.
Right.
But
right. It's only
but
modern times that people started getting insulted by comedic jokes.
well, I think blondes have always been sensitive to blonde jokes,
All
but
right, here we go.
it's like, no.
How many blondes does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I was going to tell one of those jokes too. How many does it take? We're still in the dark about the situation.
That's a good one.
How many blondes? Okay. There was one blonde and one brunette, okay? They're trying to, you know, the brunette's holding the ladder and the blonde is trying to screw in the light bulb, and she said, it's just not working. Come on up here and, you know, you do it. And she goes, no, I'll be right back. She went and she got 3 more brunettes, and they picked up the house and turned it.
Oh my God.
That's a flip. That makes even the brunettes stupid.
That makes the whole bunch really cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
You don't ever hear jokes about people with black hair.
Not really.
Not really. Blondes have been picked on and redheads have been picked on for endless years. And the funny thing is the older I get, instead of going gray, my hair is actually getting redder. And my dad's sister, her nickname was Penny. And it was because her hair was the color of a penny. And naturally. And I'm seeing that it's actually coming out more. See, look there. You can really see that in that angle. You can really see the red coming out. And so, but most of my family worked, and I do mean most of the family on my dad's side worked for the post office. And man, them postal people are naughty. Let me tell you, the jokes that I would hear come out of their mouths, and they're like, oh yeah, I got this from this postmaster, or I got it from this carrier, or I got it from da 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 da. And I would just sit there like, you guys are some nasty people. Let me tell you what, you're naughty, straight up. It's like, wow.
The thing that gets me though is sometimes, I mean, she's a very smart woman. She'll wake up some mornings and it's something about
She's just total blonde, just total airhead. And I'll just give her all kinds of shit about it. I'm like, I'm going to have a fun day today. You're being a big blonde on me.
I'll even warn him some days. I'm like, man, it's going to be one of them days, honey. Or I'll be, I with the rheumatism in my hands and neuropathy, I drop things a lot. But some days, I'm telling you, it's like, how did I drop that? You know, and I'll drop everything. And I'm like, ah, or where's this? Oh, it's in your hand. I have some pretty bad days. So, yeah, it's pure entertainment half the time until you realize, holy shit, this is in excess.
Right. Oh. So Nubs is writing a joke. I'm waiting for him to finish it before I start reading.
He said I was in the field, and all of a sudden, okay. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to start reading because he's almost done. A Russian, a German, and an American were in a hot air balloon over Russia. The Russian said, I love my country, and threw a golden star down. They went down, found a little boy. He was super excited. He said, I was in the field, and all of a sudden a golden star came down and changed my life. The three men went back into the hot air balloon and took off and headed to Germany. The young German man said, I love my country, and pulled out a silver star and hurled it down. They landed, saw a little boy laughing, saying, my life is all the better. I am rich. I love my country. They all smiled. They got back in the hot air balloon and went to America. America said, you know what? My country's shit. Pulled out a hand grenade, pulled the pin, and threw it.
Oh, damn. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's funny and fucked up at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
That's some dark humor right there.
That's a big coffee cup to finish. See, look at this coffee cup. It's as big as my head.
They landed and saw a little boy crying. They asked him what happened. Sobbing, the little boy told them that Uncle Johnny farted and the darn thing blew up. The damn barn blew up.
Oh, hell. Oh, my
That's
goodness.
a better thing.
I forget when I found out that parts were flammable.
Oh,
I couldn't believe it until I actually tried it. And I'm like, holy shit, this shit really does work.
Oh, my gosh.
Fucking burned all my damn ass hairs.
I could see him doing that. I could see. Oh, my Lord. I could see Larry testing that theory. Too funny.
How the fuck did needles get up here?
Pine needles?
Yeah.
The cats. I don't know how pine needles can get, 4 foot up in the air on something. I have no idea, but these pine needles are absurd. And pine trees, they shed just enough to ruin your carpet, I think. That's what it's all about.
This is the mommy's lookalike. Say hi, DJ. Say hi, DJ. Say my name is DJ.
Hi,
and I'm a shit.
Bobia.
Yes, you are. You're a little shit. No, you are.
Hey, you guys want to hear something funny? So I made this up yesterday. We have AJ, DJ, which is the other black dog, CJ, which is Coco's lookalike, and DJ. All we need is E, F, H, and I, and we're done.
They're probably little in the cage. Okay, get off me. So the first litter with 10 live births was 4 girls, 6 boys. The second litter with 11 live births is 3 boys and 7 girls.
There.
Hold on, he's dicking with the speaker.
Sax was running out of ink with the second one because there's only 3 black baking.
Yeah, the first letter was, we could tell how strong his genes were.
It was not to stop.
There was 1,
Wow.
2, 3,
Oh man, that is a
4.
cute one.
Uh-huh.
That's a cute dog back there.
I'm telling you.
This one right here?
Puppy.
Well,
Yeah.
both of them.
That's Coco, and this is the mommy of all
Aw.
21 puppies.
Coco, go say hi.
It
21
annihilated
puppies.
her body. So,
Oh man.
No, I don't.
Hi, Coco.
there she
Hey,
is. Look.
who's a good
Oh,
puppy?
how pretty.
Who's a good puppy?
She's really moody like that.
So we tried to keep them apart, but those two got together and it hurt her body so bad that we started feeding the puppies mush and milk to help her gain weight back.
Oh, there you go.
I was in the grocery store and I was looking for puppy food mush because I couldn't find any the last time. Like, of all the canned food, I couldn't find any puppy. And there were 2 old ladies in there, and one of them pointed out the puppy food, and the other one told me that someone she knew that raised purebred puppies used a can of evaporated milk with a quart of water put back in it, so you know that what had evaporated from it, and he raised purebreds on it. So
Yeah.
awesome! I ran into those 2 ladies, and Daisy's already putting weight back on.
Yep.
And the puppies are like, thank you, you know, because they just weren't getting nutrients.
So maybe more cat litter.
But some asshole tried to say I was starving my puppies on one of their videos. And just people are unfair everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Because naturally the dogs made it on their own again. We didn't force them to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now Daisy's in lockdown and she can't go back to the boys' camper until she's fixed.
And I can't wait.
What?
I don't like her.
Stop.
I love her. I don't like her. Not at all.
Stop it.
No, you.
We don't need to get a big, huge bag. Just, you know, something hold me over for a couple of weeks.
Count that.
Look, I just got paid.
Ha
Wait, you can't see it. There you go. Wait. Look at that. I got paid. Look at
Yeah, you guys can't tell it's all my dollar bills.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Fill them up, man.
Toss a couple of those my way, and I might even shave the beard.
Holy shit.
There you go.
Probably like $30.
I just gave him what was in my wallet. I'm like, here, count this. I didn't say you could keep it. Ha!
Revel in it while it's in your hand. It won't last long.
He's going to take it and run. That's what he's going to do.
She found me out.
How much we got?
35.
35 whole dollar. $35.
Hey, that's more than me.
Just hold me over for a couple of weeks.
It's fine, honey. I have to go to the bank and cash my check anyway. Oh, shit.
I hope it snowstorms this weekend.
Ah, that's, to me, when you get snow and stuff, that is what makes the cold worthwhile. Because you get, you know, everything looks beautiful and pretty and whatnot. Otherwise, you're just like, It's just butt ass cold. Forget this.
It
Yeah,
was like that a
but it
lot in
sucks
the
to shovel
Northeast.
it.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm kind of lucky. So we've learned where I live. If it's 6 inches or less, we can attempt to just drive out. If it's six
Yeah.
inches or more, you're stuck home. And the sun is so intense that shoveling in it is, unless you have to get out. Like say, like for the pigs and stuff, we would do it for them. But we haven't picked up a shovel more than a couple times since we've been here. It melts that fast. Stop, Daisy. Huh?
What is this Logitech?
That was the mouse with a keyboard.
Oh, okay. So yeah, above it is the GTX 1660. Yes, that is the receipt. He asked me to read the receipt of whether it's to the graphics card he had gotten. And I have to stop. I have to get my glasses out of the case so I can read it and everything when he's got glasses sitting right next to him.
Well, what's funny is I went and I bought it, and it was like almost $300, and then my son gives me the exact same fucking card like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, and I'm like,
so I'm like, I go, I think I'm gonna take this one back, and that way I'll have almost $300.
Well, he said that he was gonna try and put it into my computer so maybe my son could play the games or whatever on it. And I'm like,
Look at that other one.
my son will never play games on this computer, even though it's a 55-inch screen. I'm like, it's in the living room. My son is very, he has extreme social anxiety, and I don't blame him because, I take what I call stupid people pills, dealing with stupid people pills, because it's caused me so much anxiety, in the places where we've lived, or whatever. And, shit, let me tell you. And my son, he smokes his herb, and and that's what he does. Thank you. Thank you. These are my medication bags. I need the light down here. Let me get my eyeballs back. I'm not turning my back to you guys, I promise.
They don't need to see how much stuff we
No. We're still here, taking some privacy for a moment.
I don't know how much we're supposed. I don't know how much we're supposed to get this weekend, but they're calling for a 50% chance of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of snow.
There's 9 more days till my birthday.
There's no sense in us shoveling our driveway if we have to go probably a mile just to get to the county road, and I'm not shoveling a mile worth of snow. I'd rather stay home.
Me too. No, honey.
When there's a lot of snow, though.
You must be called the fun spoiler.
No, staying home is fun.
Right.
I mean, that's on my high priority list is to shovel for a mile. I mean, that sounds like fun to me.
I think there's a video somewhere. I'll have to look for it. I think it's on YouTube, but I don't know if it's on YouTube or Facebook. But my daughter had her place over on the other hill on my land. And I needed to go over there for some reason, but it had recently snowed. And I was trying to overcome my own anxiety when it comes to driving up and down hills. I didn't grow up on, so it's all new to me. And I get down, but I quickly realize that I can't go any further. I need to now figure out how to turn my truck around at the bottom of the hill and go all the way back up the hill without any momentum. I had to shovel heavy ass wet snow, 2 tracks of it, from where I was all the way to the top of the hill, so that I could, and I have 4-wheel drive, but it was the kind of snow, like that thick ass wet snow, that if you didn't get it out of your way, you weren't going anywhere. And I didn't want to go deeper into the valley. It was a crazy time.
I want to go sledding so bad. It's like the itch I can't reach. Colorado just likes to tease me with 1 or 2 inches of snow every year. It hurts my feelings.
It's not that. It's then when we get the good snow, it's usually negative, and you can't go out in the negative temperatures without freezing.
It's bullshit.
Damned if you do and damned if you don't. Yeah, I shouldn't shovel. Like, I have physical disabilities, and it took me like 3 hours to get back up the hill. So, you know, when you have physical disabilities and you have to stop every few minutes or just do like quarter shovelfuls, it takes you a long time to do that shit. And that was just up the hill. That wasn't even maybe a 16th, maybe even a 1/32nd of a mile worth of snow. 3 hours.
There was in Oklahoma, we got our very first big snowstorm. Well, Dad needed to go to work, and well, I'll say my husband because he wasn't their dad, but I went outside and I wondered what my son, who was about 10 at the time, and the neighbor's son was about 8, and we shared a driveway. Well, you know, my husband had to go to work regardless because he worked at Conoco, not at the gas station, but the refinery. And anyway, so he needed to go to work. So he asked the kids, he says, why don't you go, shovel the driveway? I went out there and I said, what are you guys doing? Like, we're shoveling the driveway. And my son is literally he's scooping snow, and his back is to the wind, so he's shoveling it over his shoulder and it's coming right back on him. And I'm like, okay, hold on, guys. Let me show you something. You feel the wind? Yeah. Okay. You want to be shoveling towards it, because when you throw it behind you, guess what? It's going to go, where you want it to go. Anyway, so I said, okay, you guys got this now. I went in the house, and about half hour later, I come back out, and there's still the snow in the same spot. I said, what the hell are you guys doing? I said, didn't you, shovel the way I told you to? Well, Mom, yeah, we were shoveling like this. And he picks up the shovel, and he does the same thing he was doing before. And I'm like, you know what, guys? Just don't even pick it up and throw it anymore. Just shovel it forward. Just shovel it all forward. And surprisingly, in 15 minutes, boy, they had the whole damn thing cleared. I'm like, okay, simple is easier for these guys.
That's funny. Work smarter, not harder.
That's what I kept saying. Work smarter, not harder, guys. And no. That thought did not cross their mind whatsoever. But that's what my dad taught me, was work smarter, not harder.
Working in a factory taught me not to touch your work more than twice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the idea of perfection comes in, like OCD and whatnot. You know, you could be your own worst enemy. All right, I got that down.
So we're gonna probably be here maybe another half hour, and then we gotta go to the store.
Yep.
Sounds good.
I said, oh, hell no, we don't. It don't sound good to me. Oof.
Yeah, I have the same reaction when I gotta go to town for supplies.
Yeah, but our store's only not even 3 miles away.
Yeah, but still, I don't want stupid people. You know, that's my dad told me that. A little background, real quick, is that my dad, I was not raised religious. I was raised aware, but not religious. And my dad always told me, he says, he said that laws were made for idiots without morals. And I thought, okay, and I didn't understand it at the time. But then one day I was out there, you know, working on my car with my dad, you know, because it was my car. I had to do some of the work, you know, and he was teaching me right along with it. And he said, he said it one day, and I thought, holy hell, I completely get it. I mean, I got it before, but then it was like, wow. I'm like, boy, that hits home big time. I understand that shit. Definitely. Okay. So,
No, I'm in there twice. There we go. I'm not a admin or anything anymore, so I can't take myself out like that. Okay, I'm at 39% on my phone. So, Larry, if you're on later, I'll catch you later. I hope you have a good birthday day. Fred Beard the Great, is great seeing you. Great seeing you smile and your beautiful baby girl.
Why don't you type in chat so I can check and see if you got your
wrench.
new wrench?
All right, I'll do that. But I gotta leave to do that, so I will catch you on your next broadcast.
All right.
Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye, sweetie.
Everybody's leaving?
I'm not leaving yet.
Heck's going on here? You starting the party? I need to get my teleporter out so I can come join.
Party in the back, you know it.
We have to go to the store here, so I'm trying to get her ready to go.
Oh yeah, go get ready, Larry. It's your birthday, brother, and you got ribs coming up tonight. That sounds like a wonderful birthday dinner.
Nom nom.
And we're gonna get an ice cream cake.
And an ice cream cake.
And an ice cream cake. dude, I hate regular cake. So ice cream cake, me and you, we get along here.
Yeah, she's got a wrench.
She's got a wrench, so she can't do the stuff I couldn't do either. I don't understand it.
Are you talking about StreamYard? Because StreamYard and YouTube are two different things. StreamYard gives you, if you sign up for the regular account, you get 2 moderators that you can add for $25. If you sign up for the $50 one, you can have 4 moderators, but you actually have to send each person an email and they have to accept it for them to be able to do it. The YouTube, YouTube, all you can do is moderate the chat. You can kick people out and hide people's comments. That's all you can do on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was doing wrong. I didn't know you had to do that also for StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard is 100% different. 100%. It's on
Okay.
its own.
That explains why now I can
Thank you, Nubs.
thank you, Nubs. Now that I could do more stuff since you did the whole email thing with me.
Yeah, you should be able to. If you did the email thing, then you should be able to. You should be able to like kick me out, put me up, stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
I made her administrator.
yeah, so you're good there. But like me, I can't do anything here. But if somebody was saying some bad stuff in the chat, I can go down to the chat and I can get rid of them.
Right. Oh, we had a porn bot in here yesterday. I couldn't kick out.
Yeah, so where were you on that?
The only thing I could do is time them out. Every time I tried to kick them, I'd get an error.
The same thing with me. I mean, I know he's the owner of the StreamYard or the channel,
she tried to boot them and she couldn't, and
I couldn't do anything either.
Mary couldn't boot them. I could only time them out, and they never came
For
back.
5 minutes. And that was it. He could time them out for 5 freaking minutes, and then it'd pop back up.
Well, no, they never came back after that.
Oh, but yeah, we could only time them out for like 5 minutes, and it was like, I'm confused.
So yeah, they're figuring a way around how to get around the blocking thing.
The best way to clear driveways is to go right down the center, then with your shovel go back and forth. Yep.
Morning, Chuck. What? You still get
I was the bot, he says. Yeah, right. I would never do that to somebody. I don't want that happening to me, so I wouldn't do it to anybody else.
Yeah.
Put them in here.
It's nappy time. Nap time. You gotta take a nappy.
I'm like, happy time. Uh-oh. She wasn't happy before?
No, she's happy. I said nappy time. Time for her to
Oh,
take a nap.
I'm like, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. Got my girl here. Got my girl.
Aw.
She's adorable.
That was cute.
Yeah, she's the best, man. You know, I've seen other people's children, and I tell you what, like, I've never actually looked at a child and been like, man, that child is beautiful. I saw my daughter and I was like, how did I get lucky like this, you know?
Well, let me tell you something. Abby coddled her son Maverick from day one. Coddled him constantly, holding him, and whatnot. And I kept telling him, you're going to regret this. And anybody who has to watch that child is going to regret it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she learned. She had to literally put this baby backpack thing on, put him in it, and cook and do this and that because she screwed herself like that. I can't.
Yeah, we kind of did that too. She doesn't like being in her playpen. I took her to the beach the other day, and we got this little beach house for her. But I had to get in the beach house, otherwise she didn't really want to be in it.
Huh? That's funny. As soon as my children's umbilical cords fell off, their little cord thing, and they were healed up,
Yeah.
I took them to the beach and or it was actually where the Bay Area was, Mission Bay, and I took them and I put them in the water right away. I'm like, oh
she
no,
loves it.
water babies.
She loves it, man. She wants to put her hands in the water. You know, she'll crawl across the whole living room, and she'll go to the dog water every time. She loves splashing water. She loves kicking it. She loves like wanting to be in it. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, and that's a good thing because you're doing it early enough to where she won't be scared of the water unless an incident occurs. You know what I mean? So you are doing your daughter a great justice.
Yep, and maybe she'll be the next Michael Phelps, you know?
And how we
Well,
started
not
our
Michael
kids.
Phelps. I take that back. I don't want her to be a Michael.
I was
We know what you
thinking
meant,
he was well, you know.
Anyway, we started our kids out. We gave them life jacket and arm floaties too, so make sure that they were more than buoyant.
My kids didn't want that shit on them. They were like, nope. And when we taught them to swim, you hold the child right in front of you in the water, you blow in their face, and you dunk them down. And then they'll go like this. They'll wave their arms around and stuff and bring themselves up to the top. But you breathe in their face, blow in their face to get them to stop breathing. And they learn. That's an old-fashioned technique, tried and true. Let me tell you. You just hold them and you're playing in the water, and then you go, okay, here we go. And you blow in their face, and they'll stop breathing, and you push them down. And then they'll wave their arms around and bring themselves right back up.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome. It works. That's what they use in the baby training swim classes. That is a technique they use still to this day in those classes.
See what Nubs is saying to you there, Moose?
Moose, have you ever used your finger to rub her nose? Oh, yeah. You go up and down the bridge of their nose. It makes them a natural reflex response to it. Their eyes will close because when
I haven't done that yet, but I'll definitely try it.
Yeah, because when somebody puts their hand or finger towards your eyes, you're going to close them, right? So that's what they'll do is they'll close their eyes and they'll start feeling it and feeling it and feeling it.
That makes sense.
It used to piss my son off so bad. He hated it. Because he knew what I was doing. He was smart. He was like, hell's no, Mom.
See, that's what's weird is it will work.
Dude, she doesn't even want to wear socks. She doesn't want to wear a hat. She's not interested in any of that stuff.
Well, my daughter didn't want to wear clothes, period. And still to this day, I don't know how she did it. By the time she was 9 months old, I could have her socks, shoes, diaper, top, bottom, the whole 9 yards. That child, within 10 minutes of getting from the house to Walmart, that child would be naked. Diaper in her car seat.
Oh,
totally,
man.
fully, properly strapped. I even tightened it down one day where I thought, this child ain't going to be able to move. Hell no, that child was still naked by the time, diaper and all, by the time we got to Walmart.
That's hilarious.
Oh, man, she was magical. I'm doing this, and this is what I'm choosing to do, and I don't care. I haven't done it before now, but I want the energy.
What are you doing? Taking a dab?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. I'm taking a energy blend, an herbal energy blend that I got from the dollar store, believe it or not. It's an energy blend. Here. Is it in this one? Oh, yeah, here. Show the cam.
Hang on, I can't.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Proprietary. That just means that they got some stuff in there that they don't want us to know.
I know, but I don't
It
have
could
my
be great.
glasses on right now, but it's got a bunch of stuff in it that actually is good, and it gives me energy. So so that's what I'm doing.
Come on.
Well, guys, I'm gonna try to go put this one down. It was great chit-chatting with you guys and hanging out for a moment. I want to say happy birthday again to you, Larry. 66 is a pretty cool number. And I think, once you get to 70, though, or 75, you got to come out to Maine and come see me.
Well, let me tell you what. I unmuted it. Dad is in his 90s, so I have faith that we'll be around.
I mean, and if we're not around, I'm pretty sure all of us won't be around, because with the way the world's going. But, I'm going to be positive about it, and I'm going to say that all the suckers and all the useful idiots will be gone, and all the good people will be left.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking, because, with the way that they're legalizing or decriminalizing, I should say, drugs, here, that there's a plot on that. They're doing it to make it more easily accessible for people, and more of the junkies will do it and everything, and they'll kill themselves off.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen.
That's what they're thinking, because shit, they would fully legalize pot if that wasn't their motive.
Of course.
Pot's good for you, so we're not gonna legalize that.
It's good for you, but they got it so abundant now, and they got it, it's so cheap and stuff, and they're spraying all these chemicals and stuff on it. And so I think that if you don't do it yourself, I think you're getting some bad product, or if you don't know who's growing it for you, you're getting some stuff that's tainted, just like our lettuce and all of our fruits and vegetables and stuff that gets sprayed. So I think as long as we take care of our own health, we'll be good.
You can tell he's abused, can't
Look
you?
at my candy cane pants.
These
are my Where's Waldo pants, apparently.
I love Where's Waldo. And is that your dog, Lady Wolf?
That's mine, yes.
That's a beautiful dog.
This is his. He's my baby.
You can tell he's totally abused.
Oh, yeah, he's scared to death.
Yeah, any dog that's sitting on the couch is an abused dog, I tell you.
Huh?
Any dog that gets to sit on the couch and sleep on the couch is an abused dog,
Oh, I know, huh?
You never send the one you love to sleep on the couch. It ain't right. Have a good day, folks.
When we're on the couch, they're in the bed. So, love you guys. Bye.
We'll see you guys soon. And you better have the best birthday ever, Larry. And you better be smiling when I come back. Otherwise, I'm going to come up there with my old man stick and my long beard. All right?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Well, all I can say is I started the party for him last night.
All right. All
Woo!
right.
There we go.
Giggity.
All right, you guys, you take care. I love you, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Be gentle and affectionate It works all the time. Yes.
Take care, Nubs.
Nubs, bye. We'll see you soon.